Earth to Girl World. Earth to Girl World. This is Dr. Phil. Earth to Girl World, Dr. Phil calling. Oh, hello there, everyone. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Hopefully, I have an excellent show for you tonight. Dinner with the Doctor. We've got Foodie's Fall Feeds. That's right. Hopefully, the mic is working well. We got the screen showing that Chantal is mukbanging tonight. I have so many mukbangs since I've had a chance to catch up. A shopping trip. Just my favorite stuff to catch up on because I love to do the nutritional examinations. I love to talk about health and eating right. And Chantal is a great example of what not to do. All right. We already got some folks in the chat early. Oh, we got Nutty the Squirrel. Hello, Nutty. Hope you're having a good night. Happy Halloween, everyone. Tink Frog, welcome in. Hello. Yellow Moon. Hey, how are you, Yellow Moon? Hope you're having a great night. Okay, let's get started. I got a really quick short one here. This is Chantal making a corn, I believe it's pronounced an elote. Is that correct? All right, let's let this run for just a second here because she slathers this stuff with mayonnaise. I think it's a great way to start it. But also I want to ask you, how are your Halloween, everybody? Did everybody have a fun time? Fun little celebration before I get started here? Let me take down the picture. All right. Hey, welcome in, Queen of Awesome. Good to see you. Yeah, me too, Nutty. I hope everyone's having a great time. I got really ill the other night. If anyone was watching me, I was doing guesting on Skinny Queen's show. I was doing great, and then just out of nowhere, I got really ill. And thankfully, I'm fine now. but yeah, I had a rough minute there. Hey, well, that's what's up, Queen. Awesome. As long as you're working, as long as you're still going, right? That's what matters. But I hope everyone had a good celebration, Halloween. If you celebrate Halloween, if not, just a beautiful fall day, hopefully. Weather's cooling off a little bit out there. I didn't really do much myself to tell you this year. I actually tried to stay away from the junk food, and I stayed away from the sweets. And it wasn't really out of anything other than I just didn't really have an appetite for them this year. I got some butter cookies like a week ago, and that really just kind of slaked my hunger for sweets. So when Halloween came, I just wasn't really in the mood for chocolate. And I think because I got sick just 2 days before, I think that had something to do with it too also. Because I wasn't really in the mood to eat much of anything after I got so ill. Hey, welcome in, Camps. Yeah, did I eat Foodie's cooking? No, but I certainly watched it. I watched her cook that at least a quart of cream, was it? It was, a pint. She had a quart container and she used more than half of it in there, 1,600 calories of cream boiled down to, hey, Elizu, what's up? I had some, I know we have, I think we have some French speakers. I think Elizu speaks French. I'm not sure. But yeah, I got French butter cookies. They were actually imported from France. So there you go. And they were quite good. And part of why I got them, I didn't get them just because they were from France, but I got them because there were like no artificial ingredients. There was just butter, sugar, 2% less, flour, butter, sugar, 2% less of eggs, Guaran sea salt, skim milk powder, and leavening. And that's it. And that to me that's the kind of cookie I like to buy. So I'll recommend this one to anybody. It's called Le Grand Galette from Saint Michel. Very good quality cookies. Definitely go check those out. I got those at Costco. So if you have a Costco somewhere, you like butter cookies, those I'm going to give those a recommendation. I don't get paid by them or anything, but I think they're really good quality. Oh, nice. Very, very good. Yeah, all the baked goods. I love baked goods, Nutty. I'm not much of a baker myself, but I really love that stuff. Okay, so speaking of cooking, I'm going to make fun of Foodie's cooking a little bit. This is my chance to crack on it a little bit. I'm a pretty good chef, not the greatest, but I'm okay. But where I shine, I think, is I make pretty healthy stuff for the most part. My recipes may not always be the fanciest, but I keep stuff healthy. I keep it lean. I eat my own cooking, and I'm at a healthy weight. In fact, I'm even down like a pound below my goal weight. So I'm really doing well right now. I hope everybody in the chat's doing well also. If I failed to welcome anyone in, my apologies. If anybody's watching the replay, I hope you're having fun. Hope you're enjoying the show. Okay, let's get it started. Sitting around for long enough.
Hello, foodie beauties.
Hello.
Oh, this to me qualifies as a real foodie bees because this is 5 a.m. This is after Foodie had eaten everything in the house, apparently. All those groceries she bought, the 3 grocery carts full, enough to completely fill her fridge and her freezer and her pantry and everything. It's apparently all gone. All of it. The 30 bags of cheese, the 5 pounds of potatoes. I don't even remember everything that was in that last shipment, but I remember she bought a lot of stuff, and apparently it's all gone but the frozen corn and a squeezed tube of mayonnaise. I'm gonna turn down the volume just a little.
Well, hello guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm pretty hungry. I was laying in bed. It's like 5 in the morning, and I haven't been able to sleep.
Oh wait, I'm not showing you the video. I have to
when
load
you're
the
thinking
screen.
of,
I'm such a fool. Hold on.
Things you have in your kitchen.
There we go.
Well, the only thing we have to do groceries later today. I have some frozen corn, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna try to make elotes. So,
does anyone here like elotes? Is that the
Elotes.
proper pronunciation? Elotes? I've never had one actually. I'm East Coast. I've had some Mexican cooking in my day. I've had some Cuban cooking. I've had some different Central American cuisine, but I've never had an elote. I'm assuming that Chantal does not make them correctly. But if she is that the recipe? I mean, does anybody here have experience with that? Because I don't like mayonnaise, so I have to say. So if that's the traditional recipe, I don't think I would like it, unless that's just Chantal's style. Yeah, Nutty, I agree with you there. She did not eat all them veggies. She did not. Actually, it's okay not seeing. Right? You just want me to narrate, so it's not so nobody else has to get sick. And geez, well, I don't have to say
frozen,
it. Picture's worth
whatever.
1,000.
So first thing I'm gonna do is fill a pot with hot water.
And let me speed it up a little bit too. You know, this is a good picture to see Chantal in proportion to the oven and just her general height. Because it's easy to forget how short she is sometimes. But then you see her next to the oven and you realize her shoulders are not that far up above the burner. Like her arms are straight out and she's just barely got the burner of the pot above the burner. So yeah, it really just shows how short she is and how broad she is as well, right?
And
I guess.
I should run it underwater, shouldn't I?
And the worst of Chantal's screw-ups, in my opinion, is it's always something that makes it more unhealthy too. It's one thing to mess it up because you're trying to make it healthier. Like saying, oh, I'm going to cut out the oil, and then it ends up sticking into the pan or something. Or saying, oh, I'm going to cut out some of the sugar, and it doesn't quite taste right. But she never cuts out anything to make it healthy, and she still messes it up. How do you do that? How do you never, I don't get it.
Yeah, that made it easier. So I have the corn on the cobs here. The corn cobs. Ooh. 4.
No, definitely not.
2 for me, 2 for Salah.
And let me put up my
So
my disclaimer.
we're gonna need some mayo, some parm because I don't have cotija cheese, pickles to snack on now, and a huge thing of water.
Okay, I'll just say this. I like Chantal drinking water, but how much you want to bet in fact, I'll even do a little poll. 1 second. Just typing up the poll. One second. Okay, just started a poll for you folks. Take your time to answer that. I'm going to let that run. Let's let the show keep going here. But Chantel's showing the ingredients. Parmesan cheese on corn. I don't think that has to be a bad thing, but it adds a lot of calories. If you're going to already put butter on it as well, or in her case, all that mayonnaise, and then you put the Parmesan on top, you're adding a lot of fat to corn, which is already all carbs. Yes, if you eat the corn whole, there's a good amount of fiber as well, but there's so many carbs in there. A lot of sugars, vegetable sugars, or fruit sugar. But a lot of sugar, just say that. Corn sugar.
Oh, yeah. Want a pickle?
Nutty. Are we sure that it's Nutty's saying, are we sure that it's just plain water, that it's not actually laced with sugar or something? Or is clear Kool-Aid? That's a very good question, Nutty. You know, it's and yes, Yellow Moon. Yeah, it's so much fat to everything. Chantal is really bad about that. That's such a lazy way to cook. And I'm not saying that I'm somebody who makes everything from scratch. I'm this hardworking chef in that sense. But it's a very lazy way to make a recipe, to say, oh well, I'll just add more sugar. I'll just add more grease. That's a very lazy way to make a recipe. I don't like that. Yeah, her breathing is quite heavy, considering there's not a lot of activity going on here. I got you, Camps. I like corn, but it's one of those things where I try not to eat too much of it, or if I do have it, I try not to put a lot of butter on it. I try to just eat the corn as is, and then it's not so bad. Just Parmesan and corn, or you don't like Parmesan and corn, Nutty? Okay, I got you. Is that the traditional elote recipe though? What is the traditional elote recipe? That's what I'm wondering. What is the traditional elote? Because I don't want to complain about the recipe if she's making it the traditional way. I don't know what it is. Teresa, welcome in, Teresa. Oh, what a cute doggy. She is destroying a vegetable. Yes, she is. But at least she's being creative about it, right? Very creative destruction. Corn is Nutty with the science facts here. Corn is a grain, not a veggie technically. Thank you, Nutty. I figured it was not a veggie, but I wasn't sure exactly. That makes more sense. I think of it as a veggie.
Yeah, we have to do groceries because I gotta get back to cooking. We don't have very...
Now, and the pickles. Pickles in general are a pretty good snack, but you got to be careful of the sodium. And Chantal is somebody who has issues with sodium. So I don't want to nitpick. I don't want to be that nitpicky person. But when you have an issue with sodium, pickles are a poor choice again. And it feels like a lot of things are poor choices, but when you're that nutritionally deficient, when you're that obese, a lot of things are poor choices, unfortunately.
Much here now. Check it out.
Welcome in, Kidney J.
This is our fridge. We have some cream cheeses up there, some eggs, labna,
I think you're right.
milk, water, more pickles.
Wow, this fridge was basically full, I believe, the other day. Is that a liter of milk or another liter of cream over there? I don't know what that is. I don't know if she said it or not, but she already used an entire liter of cream. Wow, hold on a second. That was a whole liter of cream? So that was even more than I thought, because a liter is more than a quart. So if she used half of a liter, that's more than a pint of cream. Wow, that's even more than I thought she used. But yeah, okay, I guess the poll is invalid. This basically proves it. She's drinking the water because she has nothing else to drink. She's showing us right here that she has nothing else to drink. So, okay, I guess we can end that poll. Yeah, and everybody here got it right. Good job, everybody. Glad we got that. Glad we got that solved. Okay, but yeah, she ate everything but the eggs pretty much. Yeah.
There, some eggs, labna, milk, water, more pickles.
Yeah, you are right.
Carrots. These fruits and veggies are still good. Some butter, some butcher, some eggs, ketchup, mustard, a thing of water. That's for the shisha. So as you can see...
Oh, water for the shisha. What is it with the shisha and Chantal? I thought she said she quit the shisha again, didn't she? Did she say that she quit it when she was in Thailand and she wasn't using it when she came back? Or she was only going to use it occasionally? Earlier today, she was doing a live. She was burning on that shisha. Last time I saw her cook, she had the torch back here that she uses for the shisha. She smokes shisha by the seashore. Credit to Kidney J for that clever rhyme. I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to speed this up even just a little bit more, because my apologies to anyone who's already seen this. This is going a lot slower than I thought. I'm going to speed it up even a little faster, because this is just, I thought it was going to be short.
I'm going to put the cord in here.
Nutty with the wisdom. And I agree on that with the fast food addiction. We kind of joke, but
Pickle juice?
Kidney J got giving with the diabetes thirst. The right after the salty pickle juice, immediately followed up with the water. Kidney J with the insight.
Where it's at, man. All right, I'll be back when the corn is boiled. Maybe 15 minutes or so. Boil, boil, toil, and trouble. It's still frozen. Oh, there we go. Come on.
This is taking forever. Come on.
I'm just trying. Best thing ever. Grab the corn. I think it's ready. Now, we're going to put some...
Now I'm going to ask one more time. Does anybody know the actual official elote recipe? Oh, yes, a great video, Kidney J. Let me give a shout out to Kidney J. She has a fantastic channel. She does a lot of great videos. She does some great live streams as well. I'm a member over there. I think it's a good deal. She does some cool members content too. Definitely check her out if you can. And if Kidney J, you want to post a link, if anybody wants to post her link, that's cool too. And I agree about the can't afford the fast food. It's basically an addiction at this point, because anything that you do that often, right? I mean, I look back, was I ever addicted to fast food? And I think actually I was. I look back, there was a time when I used to go get it every day before work. Every day before work, I would stop at McDonald's and I would get a McGriddle. Or I would go to Chick-fil-A and get the egg and chicken sandwich. Not every day, but almost every day pretty much. Unless I was running late, or unless I was, trying to save a few bucks or something. But most days I would go and get that stuff. And it was like an addiction. Because when you think about it, it was so terrible for me. I was just sitting at a desk. I didn't need those extra calories. I was getting heavy. And it was waste of money. I just not into that fast food stuff. I really don't like it in general. I mean, it's cool if you get it once in a while, but if it's an everyday thing, it's not good. It's not good. Yeah, Fairy is another one. She is such a troll too. She's always talking about her low carb diet. It does, Kidney J. You know it. It's not even that good, but it's hard to resist. I'll just say it like that.
Mayonnaise.
All right, mayonnaise. I'm not a fan of mayonnaise, and especially not that much.
Okay.
That is so much
This
mayonnaise.
rice is coming in handy as well. The corn is very hot, yes.
Because I think she puts on even more after this.
Borrow some of that mayo.
Yeah, but mayonnaise is I think, let's just compare this to putting on straight up butter. Straight up butter is healthier because this is based on what? Soybean oil. If this was mayonnaise made from olive oil and eggs fresh, I mean, I don't know, maybe. But if you put it on the hot corn, it might get weird. Like it might make the egg scramble if the corn was too hot. But I think just straight butter is a lot healthier. And not that you want to have your corn dripping in butter, but you're healthier to put a little bit of butter on it than just to absolutely soak it in this soybean oil based mayonnaise.
I'm just going to coat the corn with some mayonnaise. My hands are clean, whether you believe that or not. It's up to you based on my track record, I guess.
Well, I'm not sharing, Chantal, so I'm
I'm a change
not gonna
woman,
check
guys.
it.
All right, here we go.
As somebody who does not like mayonnaise, I'm not into that. I'm going to look up the real elote recipe real quick because nobody seems to have any idea what it is. Okay.
So we have mayo.
All right, it is with
Then we have
mayonnaise, apparently.
Parmesan.
Okay, apparently a traditional elote is covered in mayonnaise, cream sauce. So I would not be somebody who would be into that. But I guess I can't front on Chantal for using mayonnaise if that is the traditional recipe. Garnished with chili powder, cheese, and lime. Yeah, I can see why she likes these. But I've got a feeling the real ones are probably a little bit better. But yeah, that's not a recipe for me, unfortunately. I'm just not into the mayo. You know, I just, it's not for me. If you like mayo, it might be a good recipe. I can't really speak on it as somebody who wouldn't like this, even if it was made properly. Hey, welcome to Denise W. Is she making, all right, Queen of Awesome, is that what you call it over there, Mexican corn? Because she calls it an elote, but maybe that's what some people call it. It's made with a mayonnaise sauce. See, I just don't like mayonnaise. So that just rules me out for it. So even if it's made right, I just wouldn't like it. Yeah, it's a Mexican street corn recipe, apparently. Denise says that's not how she makes the. Laura says she messed it up. As far as I'm concerned, she messed it up because I don't like that stuff. But maybe I can't really talk on this one too much. But what I can talk on is I can talk on the calories wise.
That? It's kind of.
This is a calorie bomb right here. A cob of corn is laced with fructose. Like Nutty said, it's a grain. So don't just. Chantal thinks of this as eating vegetables. She's really just eating more carbs, more grain. And she's got it laced with extra fat and extra fat and extra salt with the parm and the mayonnaise. It's got to be like 250, 300 calories plus for each of those because she put a lot of mayonnaise on there.
Messy though, isn't it?
She eats all four. That's over 1,000 calories.
I think the parm helps the. I think the mayo helps the parm.
That's just not my style. I mean, oh, thank you, Kid DJ. Yes, please. If you're enjoying it, please click on that like.
All right.
Okay, they sell a good one.
This is messy.
I'm not qualified to judge this one. So we're going to move on to the shopping trip because I am qualified to judge that. All right, the elote, I guess I should have looked up what goes in an elote before I do anything else. Let me put up my animation real quick. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Oh, she just put up a new one 2 minutes ago. Perfect. Perfect timing. I think Chantal knows I was doing the playback. Okay. So let me adjust the playback speed. Everybody, you're in for a treat. Anybody who wants to see something new, here you go. Making butter chicken and naan.
Foodie beauty.
Oh, is anybody else from the South where naan is like a slang term for nothing? Because it's just always kind of funny to me when somebody says we have naan bread, and I used to think, oh, we got no bread. It's like we have naan bread. That means you have no bread. If you, it's just a funny thing if you know that expression. All right, let's get through this real quick. I'll turn off the. There we go. Okay, we got the new video ready to go. New video lined up. Let's catch up on the comments. We'll let it go. She's fattening them up like a pig. Rats are pickier than chids. Yeah, I would agree with that. Oh, I got Kitty J's video right here, by the way. You know what? I'm going to copy the link and put it straight in the chat. There you go. Kitty J's video. All right. I think she wants them to get bigger so they can't leave her so easily. I think she feels like, oh, if they're heavy and unattractive, then they won't feel like they have other options beside me. Yeah, nothing bread. Exactly. Yeah, you know it. Or I don't know if everybody in the South uses that expression, but that's one that I used to hear growing up. Okay, let's put the show on. You know what? Just in fairness, because I'm gonna put Foodie's. I'll put it in later. You folks know where to find Foodie.
Hey guys, so I'm going to attempt to make homemade naan. This is my first time.
It was in
I
South
used
Florida.
A recipe from social media.
I guess it's not really the South. It's in South Florida, which is really the North. But that's where I heard it, back in South Florida, when I grew up there. So, I don't know. Maybe that's a South Florida thing. Maybe it's not something throughout the rest of the South. I don't know. Maybe it's only in South Florida. Perhaps.
But the person forgot to mention that you need to add some water, so I had to go back and add water to this recipe as well. I used maybe a quarter cup of water or so, so you're not going to see me adding it in this part of the video, but I added after, and I had to add a bit more flour because it made the dough wet, so I kind of messed up on the dough a bit. The naan still turns out very tasty, but yeah.
Okay, let me pause this a second. Go back to the ingredients. But yeah, you're probably right. That is sappy. Because that's why I say I moved to the South when I got older. Because I guess I wasn't really like I was raised in South Florida, and then I moved to central North Florida when I got a little older, and then I moved even farther away from there when I got older than that. But yeah, that's my my long history. Way of traveling. All right, so let me get back to the show here. So we got yeast, lots of cream, because Foodie always has lots of cream. This is fresh yogurt, but it's with full cream yogurt, 1 whole kilogram. Yogurt is pretty healthy, even if it is full of, even if it is the full cream kind. So I'm not gonna say that's a bad thing. Flour, salt. All right, not so bad so far. Yeah, it's a big bucket of yogurt, Kidney J.
Kind of messed up on the dough a bit. The naan still turns out very tasty, but yeah. So I'm going to start with about 4 cups of all-purpose flour. About 3 tablespoons of white sugar. About 2 teaspoons of salt, and I say about because I just...
Okay, so that was sugar as well. I missed that. So she also had sugar.
Of all these ingredients. About a tablespoon of instant yeast and a quarter cup of plain full-fat yogurt. Now you would also add the water here as well, but I add it later, like I said at the beginning here.
All right, I'm not an expert baker, but aren't you supposed to mix the dry ingredients first? I've heard that you're supposed to mix the dry ingredients because then you add the wet stuff.
This is what the dough looked like without any water. I added a bit more yogurt, and I was wondering if I did something wrong, but it looks kind of like a biscuit dough.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to cover it with foil and let it rise for about half an hour.
Oh, hello. Welcome back to my kitchen. So,
I have to admit that I'm not really much of a baker. I'm a pretty decent chef, but I'm not a good baker. So you folks are going to have to give me you're going to have to take the lead on this one. Because that's one of the, the rest of the recipe, I'll be able to figure out what's going on. But the baking part, you folks want to, you want to share something, I'm all ears, because I don't really know much about that.
Today, I'm going to be attempting to make butter chicken and an easy way.
Okay,
actually.
okay.
And some homemade naan bread. All right, so a disclaimer, I followed a recipe for the...
Kidney J's a rebel. She doesn't bake.
naan bread, and I followed it step by step. Come to find out that my dough was a bit dry at the end, so I said, am I doing something wrong? So I checked the comments of the video, and sure enough, the creator was like, oh, don't forget to add water. So I don't know how the dough is going to turn out, but
all right, so Foodie she just added, no pun intended, that she was supposed to add some water to that mix. And apparently she did not add the water. So it ended up a little bit too sticky, too thicky, too gummy, too chewy, too not good. You know what, Camps, that you and me are just doing a lot to fulfill that stereotype, right? Neither one as the guys here, we've never baked, right? All right, well. Yeah, Teresa, I agree with you on there. And that's part of why I don't really bake well. I tend to kind of cook by eye. I don't do a lot of measuring. I just kind of, I use a timer though sometimes, but I don't even use the timer a ton. Welcome in, Rosalind. And welcome in to anybody I missed, anybody watching the replay, anything like that. Oh, and let me say hi to Icy. If you're watching, welcome in, Icy. I know sometimes you watch the replays. If everybody wants to say hi to Icy real quick, that's cool. Yes, you were doing it wrong, Foodie. Well, at least she realized it, right? The credit for that.
Hopefully well. Fingers crossed. All right, so let's get started. So basically, I'm using a, this is a jar of sauce, okay? And it has pretty much everything. It has all of the spices you need. It has a tomato puree, so I don't have to add the tomato apparently. We'll see, I might still add a bit of tomato paste or tomato to that.
Okay.
I'm gonna add cream and yogurt, and chicken, of course. So we'll see.
All right, so apparently she's using this sauce and she's going to add more cream and yogurt and other stuff on top of it. I know that Foodie eats a lot of this stuff, so she should have some idea how it's supposed to taste. I don't really know this recipe too well, so I could only give so much criticism on this without, I don't want to, pretend I know stuff. But here's something I can criticize. That is an impressive back lump that Foodie's got going on here. Like it like sticks up over her back a little bit. I know that's not just the fabric there. I know that's the fabric. Like this little thing here is the fabric. But the way it just kind of... And I feel like this line is a filter too. I feel like this line is like way too clear. Like if you compare it to like the... like she's stretched out, like her head is too tall. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's something weird about this picture. But she still has this massive, like weird hump. Okay.
What this is like. Okay. Smells pretty good. All right, so I'm just gonna add the whole jar. I guess I'm gonna fry the chicken first.
Okay. Betty Rocker.
All right, so for this recipe, I'm gonna use some ghee, clarified butter.
Okay.
I have my little mini fan going here.
Measure from your heart.
If you hear noises, it's my fan. Okay.
She's been using a fair amount of that ghee already. Look at how much has already been used. And she already bought like a bunch of butter and cream cheese and other stuff the other day.
We're gonna put some ghee.
Oh, thank you so much, Official Nigel. And welcome in, Official Nigel.
Oh yeah.
Yes, please. Hit that like button if you're enjoying
One
it.
more.
Welcome in, Patty. And anybody who's just come in, we're watching Foodie's brand new cooking video. She just put this up barely 5 minutes ago.
Butter in here? No, so I'm gonna have to add some butter at the end. Oh well, because that's what butter chicken's about, right?
Oh, welcome in, Summer Cats. I don't think I welcomed you in also. Almost only counts in horseshoes and egg grenades. Doesn't work that way for bacon.
I think I'm gonna add a little bit more tomato. Yes. Has ground onion and garlic, so yeah. Has tomato puree, but a little bit more. It doesn't look as red as I want it to.
Oh, let me ask y'all something about seasoning. I'm not a stickler for the fresh seasoning. I know it's better to have the seasoning as fresh as possible, but I don't always, I'll buy a thing of seasoning and I'll keep it in the cupboard for a couple months. I don't stress it too badly, but I keep it in a jar with a screw-on cap, which is pretty good. Foodie just keeps stuff in these plastic bags, and they're not even Ziploc bags. They're just open to the air. That seasoning is going to get stale really fast. And the only other option is to use way too much of it, or it's going to... But you folks know what I'm talking about, right? You're supposed to, you're not supposed to leave the seasoning just sitting out. Not for the dry seasoning, at least.
So, we're going to fry up some
Okay,
tomato
Summer
paste.
Cats. Well, you're very welcome.
Like that. Yeah, that's good.
She's legit. All right. I'll take your word for it, Kidney J. Yes, Lady Night Off. Welcome in, everyone.
Stay
And welcome in
hydrated
to anybody.
during the cooking process.
And welcome in to anybody watching the replay as well. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of Foodie's cooking. And welcome in, Lady Nighthawk. Okay, Nutty. I thought so.
That's a lot of ghee. But we're gonna fry the chicken nice, so put a little bit of salt and pepper on that actually.
Now, I don't want to short shame, but I think it's more of the fact that Foodie has this giant sleeve. But she's like going to knock that pan off of the stove because either she's too short or her sleeve is too big. A combination of both. Maybe her outfit is too wide and not... Well, she has an interesting body shape. She's not very wide, but in one direction, but she's very wide in the other direction. Like, you get what I mean? Like standing sideways, she's wider than from she's wider in profile than she is from the front. So maybe that's why this is baggy on the side. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, she's gonna knock that pan over if she's not careful. Look at that. She's gonna knock the spoon out of the pan. Or catch her clothes on fire. Yeah, that could happen too.
You can add to this jar of spice. It's just because I don't feel like buying a million spices, although I guess I would have them, but for some reason the amount of spices used in this...
All right, I'm glad that she got some jars of spice. She probably realized that those bags of spice were not working out, because that's what she had last time. I guess maybe this is from that last shipment of groceries she got, because that grocery store she was at was cool overall. I like that grocery store, the one where Salah did most of the actual shopping. I thought it was a very nice store, but I didn't like that the spices, they didn't have sealed jars for the spice. Although if you have your own sealed jars, you can refill them. And that's what I do a lot of times, because it's cheaper. I just buy I'll buy a small jar, and then I'll buy like a bigger one and refill it, like a bag or something.
Stitch a little bit of
I do that with sugar and things like that.
Mark. It's a little bit daunting for me, but...
All right, curry on the chicken. Nothing wrong with that so far by itself. I think curry on chicken is perfectly fine. That's not a bad idea.
You have like whole cardamom pods.
You're welcome,
fenugreek.
Patty.
I don't even think I could find fenugreek. Maybe at an Indian store.
You're right, Kitty J.
They do have a
That's exactly what I meant. Her profile, it goes in the wrong direction. It's wider than the wrong direction.
lot of Indian expats here, so they have a lot of Indian cuisine. Kuwaitis actually make up a minority of Kuwait. So I'm just frying this tomato paste a bit.
Interesting. I think that's a good point, though, Nutty. I agree.
Okay, I'm gonna add the chicken.
And welcome in, Patty. I don't know if I welcomed you in earlier or not. Hope you're having fun tonight.
Smells good.
You're very welcome.
There's a lot of ways to make butter chicken, okay? So, really.
Oh, what's up with the Capri Suns? I got to go over her grocery haul. I meant to do that earlier, but this video just came out, so we're doing this first for anybody who just came in. That's why I'm doing this video, even though I said I was going to cover the mukbangs and the grocery haul first. This one just came out like 5 minutes ago. But what's up with the Capri Suns? One of Foodie's big enemies, and just look at her. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but she's clearly somebody who's struggling with her weight. Just very obviously. Very, very hyper obese. And for her to be, she doesn't need to be drinking all these sweet drinks. These aren't even straight up juice. Not that juice would be a good choice either, but any of these sugary drinks, she needs to stick with the water, at least until she gets her weight down by a significant amount. And that's, I think anybody would advise her that. And I would advise that to anybody who's in a similar situation. I don't want to, I don't want to be like preach too much, but definitely if anybody is struggling with your weight, you're listening, an easy way to cut some calories out is try to cut out the sweet drinks, the soda pops, any of that. Don't drink your calories, if possible. That will help cut out your calories down and really help you lose the excess fat.
You could do it any which way you want. Any recipe.
Really? I'll tell you, Lady Nighthawk, I have not had it too much. I've only had it once or twice. I didn't really get adventurous. But I did like some of the curry stuff. I thought that was good. I need to get a little more adventurous next time, but I don't really like yogurt. So that takes some of the things. I'm not a huge fan of some of the items, but a lot of the stuff without yogurt that I tried, I really did like. But I tried labna the other day. I really didn't like that, unfortunately. I'm just not a yogurt guy.
Really up to you.
Agreed. I was never a big fan either, Queen.
Slotted spoon or solid spoon?
Oh man, that should be Foodie's coat of arms. Like if she had like her own like noble house, like on Game of Thrones, it could have those two cross spoons on it.
Or done.
2 cross spoons and a bottle of soda pop. That could be her coat of arms.
The more
Hams. Being straight to the point.
The less I have the desire, honestly,
Sip.
to order out. And I think that's because I realize I can make tasty meals. I have confidence in myself now. You know? Sometimes I follow recipes. I usually improvise with them a bit. Sometimes I just make my own thing, you know?
Foodie, I got to make a poll on this one. I'm going to let this run for a second and make a poll.
You can cut the chunks up however you like. I like them a little on the bigger side for butter chicken. But I've had butter chicken with small chunks. I've had butter chicken with big chunks. It depends how you like your chunks. So basically, the tomato paste turns into like a tomato ghee oil. Make sure they're all browned.
Writing down the questions. Hold on.
So did you guys have a wonderful Halloween?
Okay.
I tried to stay up, watch a movie, fell asleep.
Okay. I just put up a poll for everybody. Let me go through some of these comments real quick. Nutty the Squirrel. I think that's a great comment there. I think Foodie is somebody who's a big believer of that old school myth that if it's juice, or even if it tastes like juice, that it's somehow healthy to drink. If you want to put on weight, yes, absolutely. If you're not concerned about your weight, sure, nothing wrong with some juice. But Capri Sun is only like 10% juice anyway, I think, or even maybe less. But if you're trying to lose weight, the last thing you want is juice. Unless your doctor specifically tells you to drink juice, that's the last thing you want. Burger King bag behind the pop and spoons. I get you. You know what, Nutty? That's fair. Different strokes for different folks. Oh, welcome in, Mothball. Oh, I hope you have fun. I guessed on Skinny Queen's show sometime. Hopefully I'll be over there one time for you at least. But welcome in, Mothball. Hope you have fun in there. More than welcome to leave a comment as always. Everyone, if it's your first time, if you're a returning guest. Mac and cheese back scratcher. Okay, I'm gonna let this run for a second. Read some of these comments also. I don't want to fall behind. Summer with her giving her opinion here. Lady Nighthawk doesn't like spicy food much. That's fine.
Now, clarified butter, for those of you who don't know, or ghee, there's animal fat ghee, there's vegetable ghee. I'm using dairy ghee.
Is there really animal fat ghee? I guess there is. Like, there's rendered bacon fat and stuff. But, I mean, I know that's not halal, so I don't... Like, what... I mean, I guess chicken fat, maybe. But I don't like chicken fat, so I wouldn't be eating that. But, yeah, the ghee is that. But I just, as far as spicy food goes, I kind of like spicy food, but I'm not a big fan of spicy food. Welcome in, Grady's Den. Grady's Den said she doesn't like spicy food either. I like some spicy food, but not super spicy. I like a little bit of spice. The bigger the chunks, the less work, says Denise W. with the cooking. That is true. And I'll say this, it's nothing wrong with trying to save a little time when you're cooking, but don't mess up the food to try to save time, because you're not really saving anything. You're just being a fool. I mean, unless you don't care about the taste at all, you're just in a hurry. No problem, Mothball. Oh, Lady Nighthawk with an interesting opinion, saying that she thinks Salah is gassing her up about her cooking to try to get her to spend less money on the takeout. Makes sense. Oh, butter is an animal fat. That's a good point, Summer Cats. I didn't really think of it like that. That's a good point, though. Nutty the Squirrel with the cooking science here. Rendered down animal fat is called tallow, and it can be used as an oil substitute. Okay, yeah, I've used bacon fat before. Or I've used beef fat too. I just never realized just didn't realize it was sold. I've fried up I've pan seared a steak and had the beef fat, and I used that to make some muffins the other day. And I managed to lose weight doing this, by the way. But that's because I'm like dieting like 4 days a week and eating what I want like 3 days a week, kind of doing an on-off thing. I think they call that carb cycling or calorie cycling or something. I got to learn more about this stuff. But Lady Night Out says she's fibbed a little bit. She likes jalapeno poppers and sriracha, I'm assuming, but she rarely eats them. That's okay. Let's put Foodie back on. Let's let her run.
They basically just skim the cream off the butter, like it's the oil from the butter, and you can cook it at a high smoking point. Butter will burn if you do that. So that's the difference. It's good for cooking. Dishes you have to fry things in, stuff like that. It gives it a very rich flavor.
Okay. I'll tell you what I really liked about it. It made the muffins crispy on the outside. I made like Yorkshire puddings, and I used them like a muffin pan, and I put the tallow. Thank you for teaching me that word. And I put the tallow in the muffin tin, and I put the batter into it afterward, and it came out like really crispy on the outside. It was really tasty.
And then we'll reduce the heat a bit.
You know what, Mothball? I can respect that. If you really love carbs, keto might be tough, but you know, give it you know the real try and see if it works for you. And if it, you know, hopefully it will. But if for some reason you end up deciding, if for some reason it ultimately doesn't, don't beat yourself up. You know, go into it doing your best, and hopefully you'll get good results. And you know, that's all you can do. Just go in, do your best, give yourself put 100% into it, and see where it goes. You have to work with your limits. You know, I've done keto in the past, but it didn't really work for me because I too liked carbs just a little too much. I was able to do keto for short periods, but I was not able to do keto for long periods. So I guess it just depends on the person. For me, I did it like little periods, but I find most of the time I kind of have to I find just kind of cutting my calories, fasting like 3 days a week or so, not fasting completely, obviously, but like doing the 1 meal a day thing, kind of about 3 days a week. That seems to work pretty well for me.
A few more minutes and this will be done. And then
Hello, Bird Cheeseburger, welcome in.
I'm gonna start the rice. I'm using basmati, and I'm gonna put some cloves.
Agreed.
Cloves, and it's not cloves.
Agreed. And she has the microphone, Queen. So there's no reason why if she has the separate audio from the microphone, it shouldn't be picking up the noise from the stove. So if she's just letting the stove noise bleed, if the stove noise is mixed louder than her talking, it defeats the whole point of having the separate audio track on the microphone. So if Chantal, if you're listening, mix your audio a little differently when you're talking. Cut the audio on from the cooking, and if your audio is bleeding into your mic, adjust your mic a little bit so it's not picking up so much of the cooking noise. Friendly tip.
All right, so now I'm gonna add the paste.
That is a good point, Nutty. That is a very good point, Nutty. It takes the first couple days can be really tough, but when you once you get kind of off of your system, once you kind of get adjusted to it, you don't miss them. I mean, the first couple days, everybody's different how long it's going to take, but it can be a little tough at first. You know, you have to have a little willpower at first. I hate to say it because it's a cliche, but you have to have just a little willpower to get through those first couple days, but it gets easier. It does. Just gotta work, you know, what's best for yourself, you know, adjust to what works for you. Tried Atkins 20 years ago, it lasted 3 days. Well, Atkins is a lot like keto. I will say that. I think keto is more refined. I think keto is a little better designed for long-term dieting, but it is very similar in principle. I got you, Summer Cats. I'm kind of the same way myself. Where do you purchase beef tallow, says Burnt Cheeseburger? Oh, yes, and welcome in again. That's a good question. I just make mine kind of, you know, when I make it, when I buy a steak and I'm going to cook the steak, I pan sear the steak and a lot of the fat cooks off, and that's where I get the tallow from. So that's when I use it. At the Publix grocery store I go to, they have Yorkshire pudding, a mix in the international food section, in the European section. The next best thing, you could use pancake mix, and it's not the same. It's a little bit sweeter, it's a little bit thicker, but it's not that far off. It's okay. I like the pancake mix, using pancake mix instead. That works too. Good luck, Nutty. I totally get you on that. And respect for going on the diet during the holidays or before the holidays, because that's the best time to do it. Because when we get to Thanksgiving, it's going to be really hard. So right now you've got like 3 weeks to take it, you know, to be good on your health. Unless you're planning to start then, like you know, for whatever reason. But if you're not, I think this is a great time to really look out for that. That's what I'm doing.
It's like a 1 per use, you know? Try to get as much as I can out of that.
It's tough, Denise. Okay. It's a good tip, Nutty. Thank you. Respect. So am I. I hope.
Add butter because there's so much ghee. Letting that come up to temp again, I had to reduce it a bit because I had to tend to something. It does smell nice. We're gonna let those flavors bloom a bit with the ghee and the chicken. The chicken will finish simmering in the sauce. Okay.
I'll say that so far this doesn't look bad. I won't say it looks good, but I will say it doesn't look. It's not disgusting like what she made the other day where it was floating in cream. Like this is something that, I mean, I wouldn't want to eat it because Chantal made it, but the recipe itself doesn't seem too crazy. At least what's in this pan. I don't remember what else she made. The bread recipe seemed kind of weird and she forgot to put the water in. But as far as the chicken in this pan, so far it doesn't look bad. But let's see what she does to it.
Right.
Welcome in, Spicy Kimchi.
All right, now I have to add some yogurt.
Hope you're having a good night. And I hope everybody's had a great Halloween, or if you didn't celebrate Halloween, hope you just had a fun fall night.
A tablespoon will do. Yeah, that should do.
See, I'm not into the yogurt, really, into the sauces, but I think just adding 1 spoon like that, I probably wouldn't even really notice that much, but I don't know.
A little bit of tanginess. Full fat yogurt. Okay, and some heavy cooking cream.
All right, now why does Chantal have to do this? Why does she have to do this? I did not watch this yet. Everybody knows I did not watch this because this just came out while I was doing the show. This came out while I was live. Why does she have to ruin it with this cream? Like, I did not put this on because I was thinking, that's an entire liter of cream there. That's more than a quart. And let's see how much of it she pours in. Dear God. No, stop. Why does she ruin every recipe? Like this, I literally just sat here saying, you know what? This doesn't look too bad. Like, I don't know what else. Like, I just said that. I just gave her the benefit of the doubt. And I said, well, this recipe doesn't look too bad. Right now, I don't know what else she's going to do to it. But right now, this doesn't look too bad. It's not disgusting. Like that one she made yesterday and loaded up with all. And what does she do? She immediately pours a jug of cream in. This couldn't have been. I couldn't have choreographed this better if I planned. I did not coordinate this with Chantal. I promise you.
Okay.
That's a good point, burnt cheeseburger. Oh, summer cats. You know what, summer cats? Do you have a flavor that you really like? Because the other day I was looking at some in the store and they did look pretty good. I was looking at the ingredients on the jar and I didn't see a lot of artificial ingredients. That's what I always do. Whenever I want to try something new, I always look at the ingredients and I look, and if the first couple ingredients are soybean oil or palm oil or corn syrup, I tend to get very shy about, I'm not sure if I want to buy this. But if I look at it and the ingredients are just good traditional stuff, what I would want to find in there, then I'm a little more in favor of it. And I saw some of those in the European section, or the Middle Eastern section, excuse me, right in the international section. That's where I saw some of those sauces. So if you have a flavor you like, let me know. I might give that a try. I don't mind spicy, but I don't really like yogurt. And that helps you.
Make sure everything is stirred up nice and combined.
You are so right, spicy kimchi. It's crazy. It's like
No, I don't really have a lid for this. But I think I'm gonna cover it with foil.
good advice, Nutty. Just for safety. Those containers can easily melt. So she's defiant. Okay.
And reduce the heat.
Foodie is going to burn her fupa again. Let me rewind this real quick. Foodie is absolutely going to burn her fupa. Look at this. See that? If she was leaning over any more than she was, that edge of that pan would have stuck straight into the side. Well, maybe her gut, to be fair. Maybe not her fupa. But you know what I mean. She would have got a nasty little burn if she leaned in there. Like, she's already... Her abaya is literally touching the side of the hot pan here. I mean, that is asking for trouble. And she's totally oblivious. Look at her face. She's just staring up in the sky. She has no clue that her gut is touching the hot pan. Now, I don't know how hot that pan is. It's probably on low heat, so it's probably why she's not feeling it. But if that pan were really hot, that were on high heat, I don't know how many layers of Spanx or rubber tubing she has on there, but that'll burn you. And also putting the foil on there. I've learned the hard way. Putting foil on a hot pan is a good way to burn your hand.
And reduce the heat.
Yeah, she is going to really burn herself.
The chicken.
It's sad, mothball, but it could
I'll
happen.
be right back. Washing with slow.
I mean,
Many splattery bits.
Sad. I'm going to say, I know some people could care less, but when I say sad, I'll just say it like this. It's unnecessary. You're right. You know, like I hope that she goes out better than that at least.
My dish sponge is all turmeric-y.
Nutty, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make it funny. It's okay to laugh.
It really hasn't risen much.
Keeping the dough in the oven? Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe that does. I guess if you're not using the oven for anything else, it wouldn't get made, but don't you need to preheat the oven for something?
Maybe a little. Very dense.
It could be. Depends how she bought it. I mean, where she bought it.
Something with it anyway. We'll see. Honestly,
That's a good point, Nutty.
Chicken tikka masala. So I'm going to take a large parchment.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That's 2 ways to burn.
I'm going to put it light in my oven.
Hold on. So she's putting parchment paper directly on the bottom of the
A
oven?
little olive oil.
Oh, she's putting it on the grate. Okay. I hope she's careful not to heat the oven up too high.
Your oven should be on 375.
Yeah, that is polyester. It's
The dough is very
very
wet.
dangerous. I mean, we can see that this thread looks like it's embroidered on. That fabric does look like I'm going to say it's a poly cotton blend. I don't think it's straight polyester, but I think because I think she would be even hotter, but I think it's a blend. It looks very stretchy, which is typically what a blend is in my experience. So I think it's a blended fabric, and there's a good chance that it's not heat resistant at all. That embroidery, I don't know what that thread is made from. So who's to say? I have no clue. I don't really know that stuff. But yeah, that's not something you want to lean up against a hot metal pan or even one that's got a ceramic coating on it.
I'm just going to get rid of any air pockets.
Okay, Summer Cats. See, I didn't know about
Now,
that.
I've been using instant dry yeast, which I thought meant I don't have to activate it first. You know? So, I'm hoping that's true.
Wow, look at her hand when she.
A little more flour.
Her hand fills up the whole bowl, and I don't mean it like fills it up across. I mean it fills it up like the top of the bowl. Like her hand is so thick it overflows the bowl. Even when she puts it down there.
Just need that about.
That's a thick old hand.
More.
She's She's getting out of breath doing it, too.
It'll be fine.
You know what, Foodie? This is good exercise. I don't think you're burning as much calories as you're going to get from eating the bread. But I do think it's good exercise to, you know, kneading that dough. It's getting you out of breath, at least.
Just judging by the texture. When I was in that volunteer program, we used to have to make bread every day, 12 loaves. So
When she was in that volunteer program, was that like court ordered volunteering?
that's why some people worked. And when it was your turn to be the housekeeper, you just made bread and cooked. That's a full-time job. When you're doing it for 12 people, especially, you know.
That's a burn.
It's still sticky.
Maybe a mix, yeah. Good point, Nutty. With that yeast.
I'm full of flour, I know. You know, make non-shaped
You are so right, Mothball.
breads here.
When I was in my later 30s, I decided to get my health under control before I started to get any side effects from it. And I'm glad I did, because even after getting my health under control, I still feel the effects of aging, you know, even being at a healthy weight. So it definitely, you don't want to carry any extra weight unless you absolutely need to.
I don't have a rolling pin, so I just kind of stretch it out and hope for the best.
Oh, that's a good point, Teresa. You never want to put your hand back in the flour bag. That's a good point. And I'm not one of these people who's crazy, like, with you got to wash your hands every 5 seconds. Like sometimes, like you got to wash your hands before you start. You got to wash your hands if you touch like raw meat or something like that. But you are so right about the about not putting your hands into the bag of flour. Even if you just washed them, you really don't want to put your hands in the flour. Even if you just washed them, you could pour some out into like a cup or something, but you don't want to put your hands in there. No, that's a very good point, Teresa.
You live, you learn, right?
She might catch fire. I mean, it's.
For
I'm not trying to
longer.
be funny, but community service, right?
And I'll be right back.
Agree, Queen of
All right,
Awesome.
so-
And let me say one other thing too, Queen of Awesome, as far as looking up healthy recipes. This recipe would have kind of been healthy if she didn't add the 1,000 calories of cream. That's just so crazy why she does that. She takes recipes that are maybe not the healthiest, but are kind of okay, and then she adds 1,000 calories of cream. And that's why she looks like a freaking hunchback. Welcome in, Ding Ding. Full of shit. Foodie is full of it today, I'll say that.
This is bubbling up. I'll show you guys a close-up in a minute.
It's full of cream.
But the bread is rising a little bit. Not as much, because I think the dough was too wet before. There's a fly flying around my kitchen. He might annoy you in the camera.
There's a fly buzzing around her kitchen. Maybe it's Pazuzu. She's inhabited by the demon. Her eyes just rolled up in her head. She's summoning the flies, the queen of the flies. I don't know. It was a youth program called Katamavik. Okay, is that like a Girl Scouts thing in Canada or something? Yeah, I've never heard of that either. Hunchback Kuwait. You know, it's. I didn't want to dwell on it too much, but I did mention it once. I'll say it again. She really does have like a hunched back at this point. Her back sticks up above her neck, like in the back, and that's a sign you're doing something wrong with your health at that point. I'm not trying to, you know, I understand some people struggle with their weight, but Foodie is making her problem worse. Like, she's pouring cream in the dish when she's already got a hunch in her back. And then Nutty says it's knead the dough, not trample it with the trotters. You know, Foodie's, and I was just wondering, everybody, the other day I was thinking, if Foodie burnt her hand, if she burnt her hand really badly, do you think she would go to the hospital, or do you think she would just try to eat it? You think she would just take a bite out of it because it would be smelling so good? Say, fresh meat.
Let's call him Cecil. We have some butter. I am going to put a little bit of butter.
She is one of those people, though, Mothball. She thinks that if she eats broccoli after this, it's healthy. More butter after the
Maybe a
cream.
tablespoon.
This is crazy. No, and more butter. That's right, Chantal. She was like two tablespoons. No, needs more. Half a liter of cream isn't enough. Need another thing of butter. Yeah.
Wonderful girl.
She is really going for the ghost costume look. Dear Lord. And and keep in mind, this is with the filter. This is like the tall, stretched out version of her.
I have that in my head all day. I can't stand these TikTok songs.
She's working on it, Ding Ding. I think she wants to get in a record book.
But the true test will be when we actually test it and eat it.
Nutty, and that is the truth. We try to I try to bring some levity here, so I joke around. But Chantal is playing with fire here. She's in the danger zone. That's what I say to anybody who thinks that I shouldn't be so direct. She's absolutely in the danger zone with her health and her obesity. Her youth is the only thing keeping her going. Yeah, I get you, Patty. It's good to be careful. You don't have to be crazy, but you want to be careful. Definitely. She's working on getting even bigger. All right, and Kidney Jason, it's pronounced Katimovic. Okay. It's for Canadian youth to travel and volunteer. Foodie speaks a lot about it. I guess that was in the old videos. I need to watch more of those classic vids to learn more about it. I know she mentioned she was in the group home as a youth.
The smell of the butter going in there. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got butter chicken in my tummy.
Interesting.
Go away, fly. Okay, I'm gonna flip. The bread smells nice.
You know what, Ding Ding? I gotta tell you, it really does. And we were just talking earlier about how she's gonna either knock this pan over with her gut, or she's gonna burn herself directly on the pan because her girth spills over right onto where the burner is basically when she's cooking, and that's a sign that you got to be very careful. At the very least, now if she really is in danger of burning herself on the front burner, why not use the back burner? Just logically. Like if she knows that she could burn herself by leaning onto this front burner, why doesn't she use the one in the back? And you could really see the lump on her back here. Look at that. Look at that back lump. Jesus. What is that? What are these? Is she carrying a television back there? It looks like she's got a television stuck under there. Like one of those old CRT televisions. You know, the ones that like they kind of stuck out in the back? I think she's got like a 19-inch TV stuck back there. Yeah, some cheese next, right?
I'm gonna cut some cilantro.
Ghee, that's a lot of butter.
I get it.
And she put the ghee on first to start, too. She put the ghee on first to start, of course. And then she put in the butter as well as the cream. Is there any kind of fat that she has not added?
Now, hey, I get it now. The more floury, the more light it's going to be, I think. My dough is heavy. I think I put too much yogurt. Because I kept adding yogurt because I was expecting a wet consistency. Meanwhile, I had to add water. I mess up on recipes too, so happens.
This is exactly how she got this huge. Lobster mac and cheese farts. Welcome in, Lobster mac and cheese farts. That name is crazy. She is dangerously big, Ding Ding. It's at the point where she's just too big. The heart is working too hard. People wonder if she even has a heart, but if she does, it's working its hardest. Everything is a creamy dish, right, Lady Dog? It requires an intellectual choice, right? You have to actually think to do that. Diabetes foot injuries can be very deadly, right? The Foodie is asking for trouble. You know what, Summer Cats? That's actually a good point. It's like it's a devil's bargain. Does she want to risk burning her gun, or does she want to make sure that she has the space to reach the back? She hasn't added the bacon fat. That's a good point, Nutty. There's still a couple forms she has not added yet. The only fat she's missing is her own. The fat you save may be your own, Chantal. Could the back lump be part of her head thing? It could be. That's actually a good point for Chingy's Burger. In fairness, that could be it. But that can't be all of it. That can't be all of it. Wow. You know what, Mothball? That's sobering information there. And I think that's really good. It just goes to show that no, you can never be too careful. And Foodie could not be more reckless with her health. And she sets a poor example for a lot of people because she acts like there's no consequences. She pretends she has no health issues whatsoever, which is completely untrue.
That's the nans. They're thick as heck. Okay. But hopefully they taste good. So
Welcome in, Skinny.
I'm gonna take a stick of butter and just, because this is gonna be a butter naan, and rub it on them.
That's true. Oh, and of course, she's got to put butter on the bread itself. Can't just have, regular bread. It's got to be buttered up.
Butter naan. Yeah, it earned its name.
Oh, geez.
Trial and error. Next time I won't make the same mistakes.
Bless
Then
your
I'll
heart,
just look up
Mothball.
more recipes to get, a better idea of what to do.
Foodie is just so obsessed with ruining and I'm not going to say that putting a little butter on the bread is a bad thing, but when you already have this greasy, buttery, creamy sauce here, you don't need to add butter to the bread too. What is going on? It's like she just wants to add more grease, more fat to everything. Any place that anything could be healthy, she goes the opposite direction. It's like anytime that she has a choice to make with the recipe, okay, I could either put in more butter or I could put in less butter. She always chooses more. She always chooses more.
How you learn through other people too, so let's all share. No one's perfect.
And again, Foodie is at risk, especially if she has the oven on or something and the top of the oven gets hot. She's always pressing herself against the edge of the stove, and it's whenever she leans over, it just always looks like she's about to hit something. It's wild. She's still got. It's just her shape is just very grimace-like at this point.
There's a close-up, guys. Butter chicken. And my thick naan bread. Or naan. Butter naan. Let's clean it up.
That's Foodie's recipe. Oh, and look how much rice! Look how much rice she has to go with this. It's like she does everything she can to make it as unhealthy as possible. Yeah, I mean, and especially, there's nothing wrong with that. But when she's got so much extra butter and cream and just, she goes nuts. Welcome in, Jen.
It is thick.
Hope you're having a good time.
But it looks aesthetic, so whatever. Smells good.
That's a good point, Patty.
I should have thinned it out a bit.
That is such a good point. Look at the size of this platter. This looks like a family, maybe not like an entire family size, but this looks like, looks like a portion. They were serving at a restaurant, like they serve for a family. They serve like, maybe 2 big trays for a family. This could be one of the 2 trays. This looks like something like you would give to multiple people.
And there you have it. Butter chicken,
Thank you, Vern.
rice, and naan. Let me try it with you. Let me give him his meal.
That's got to be well over 1,000 calories.
Babe.
And I don't think she just ate that one. Oh, did she say that was for Salah? Did she just try to trick us into thinking that was for Salah? Let me hear this.
And there you have it. Butter chicken, rice, and naan. Let me try it with you. Let me give him his meal first.
Let me give him his meal first.
Babe.
Yeah. Babe. Oh, that is so... Does anybody believe that's real? Does anybody believe... Oh, let me close the poll down also. Anybody... Oh, if anybody else wants to vote in the poll, this is your chance. Oh, geez, we got a lot of votes in already. I think everybody's already voted. And we've already got the answer. 100%. 100%. This has got to be a fact in that case. She cannot afford delivery. That's why she's cooking more. 0% of people believe that she truly feels more confident to cook. Okay, glad we got that settled. Not even a question. And no veggie either. That is so much rice and so much bread with like no vegetables at all. Just chicken with grease and grease and grease and grease and grease. Pretty wild. I actually do like jelly on toast, but I'm not proud of it or anything. You know, I just consider it kind of a regular thing. You forgot to close your poll too? I forget on occasion, right? Babe, here's your food. That's your second plate for off camera. Exactly. That's going straight on her TV tray. Is that a garbage bag under her microwave? How luxurious, right? This is well, compared to her last place at least. Right, Chad? That's totally his plate, not Foodie's. Let's see the ending of this real quick.
Now I always make good rice, not to toot my own horn. So I'm just gonna try this with some naan. The sauce. You like?
Foodie is breathing heavy.
Mmm. Oh, that sauce is good. Mmm.
Look at that! Did you see that? It's like she had an orgasm or something. Like, I'm serious. Like she put her hand down like to support herself. Like she almost fainted. Look at this. Look at this. She faints almost. Look at the second bite. Look at how she gets faint. I'm gonna slow it down. Watch this.
Oh, that sauce is good.
Watch this.
Wow.
It's like she just shot up some drug. It's like she just shot up a drug or something. She's like, oh, wow. Like that's she just had the night of her life right there. She's like, oh my God, whoa, wow. She's never gonna have experience anything like that again. Let me just see that one more time. Full speed though this time.
Oh, that sauce is good.
Let's watch that again. Oh, she gets weak in the knees. She gets weak in the knees. Wow. Wow. She was seeing stars there. She's never had anything like that.
A bit of a biscuit consistency almost. But very nice.
Foodie is like she's trying to collect herself. She's got to fan herself down and go get the shisha now. She really cannot do it. You better run. Yeah, Salah is not even there. I totally agree with you, Nutty. I probably should do a poll for that. I wonder where Babe eats. I think Salah eats in his room, and he sits in there with Julia and Howie, and kind of like talks with them. It's like, all right. One of these days, all three of us, we're going to make our break together. Okay? I'm not leaving you, but you can't leave me. Because if Chantal finds out, we're all done. You got to keep this a secret. You got it, Howie? Okay, Julia? Like they're all planning their escape. Oh, good night, burnt cheeseburger. Foodgasm. Exactly, Nutty. I'm serious. That's what that was. Something is not right with her brain. It just shut down there. Her joy in life is from food, but that is the greatest joy that anybody's ever had right there. Like I've seen, like well, I'll just say I haven't seen many people in that kind of joy in my life. Yeah, really, Denise, that's a curse. That's a curse to enjoy it that much. That's not a good thing to love it that much.
Addiction thing for sure.
That is addiction. That is the face of addiction. Right there, still, and again, she's weak in the knees. She has to put her hand down onto the handle of the oven there to support herself because she is getting weak from how much she's loving this food. That's scary almost. Like I don't even think that's for the feeders either. I think that's just really how she feels.
Sure.
She's like weak in the knees, like, oh my God, that's so good.
All right.
Wide-eyed look at the camera. She's like, can't even
I'm gonna
believe
go eat, and I'll see you guys. Thanks for cooking with me. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Very telling how she says, I'm going to go eat. She doesn't say, we'll go eat. Notice that? She doesn't say, oh, I'm going to go with Salah. We're going to go eat. I thought she just gave a big plate to Salah. How come you're going to go eat? Right? Like, I don't like to nitpick the language too much, but I just feel that if she was going to go eat with Salah, she'd say, okay, we're about to eat. And you'd hear at least some noise from him in the background, right? You'd hear him eating the food. You'd hear him walking. You'd hear him breathing. You'd hear him talking. You'd hear him saying, oh, baby, this is so good. You are so cute. Your food is so good. You think you would hear something. Instead, it's, I'm going to go eat now. Bye-bye. She is totally by herself making this video. Maybe Julia's there. Oh, and did you notice the, let me go back. Sorry, I put on the wrestling. Hold on. Did you notice that the pot with the lid, with the label is still in the back there? She still has the label on that freaking pot. Take the label off, Chantal. Come on. Okay. Let me stop sharing. Yes, I'm a fan of classic wrestling. All right. Let me put on a side vid. So Foodie's fall food bonanza. Let me go to the food. Let me go to the grocery haul, because that's really what I wanted to cover originally. Let me send that over. Yeah, I agree, Denise. I hope I never enjoy anything that much. If you enjoy food that much, you might need help. Seriously. Like, I like to eat, and I've been very heavy in my day, and I enjoy sweets. I enjoy creamy food. I enjoy all kinds of stuff, but yeah, I've never had an experience like that from food. No, sorry. It just I didn't think that was possible even. Okay. Add this to the stage. We're going to have the food shopping. She passed out from that hit, right? Salad sits through and boxes the squirrel. Oh, that does sound good, Nutty. I'll say that. We have to have the animated version. The animated version where Foodie is the evil stepmother, and Salah and his little Howie and Julia, they do a little song and dance number together. We will escape together. We will defeat Foodie. All right. I think Salah's hoping like she passes out and hits her head, and then all of his problems are going to be solved. That chicken is absolutely in her belly. And yes, that was really funny, KJ. I hope we get a mukbang off of that. Yeah, we really will, because she loved that. We're going to get Jake the Snake. He's the man. My dad used to look a little bit like Jake the Snake, because I think I look just a little bit like Jake. She really doesn't have a lot of basic fundamental knowledge, Mouse Toes. And welcome in, Mouse Toes. Hope you're having a good night. You missed out on the original recipe, the new one, but we're about to cover the shopping trip, or the shopping delivery. All right. I'm not trying to food shame. It's okay to really love something. But Foodie just loves everything too much. And the stuff she loves is not even that good. It's just a bunch of cream and butter. Right? I mean, I'm not saying that it's terrible, but all that cream and butter is just, that's such a, it's like she's getting a hit of a drug rather than enjoying a food. Yes, the chat are the MVPs, definitely Skinny Queen. Give yourselves a hand, everybody. You folks definitely are a big part of how come I enjoy doing this. Just doing this by myself, I would not be having all this fun. I really would not. That's how I got started, coming to hanging out with Skinny Queen on her show. She does a great show. Anybody watching, if you don't already watch her, definitely check her out, her channel. But yeah, it's how I got started watching these. I would watch a lot of her reactions, and I would be in the chat. Then I would call in sometimes, and now I'm doing my own little reactions, because it's just, I have so much fun with you folks. It's great. Yeah, I agreed, Mouse Toes. I definitely enjoy watching Skinny's reactions to it. I think she does a very great, an excellent job. Right? Like if that abaya unwraps, it's just going to be full of like centipedes and grubs and stuff. Her arteries are probably hard enough to stop a bullet. You know what? I'm not like the biggest fan of Red Lobster, but their endless shrimp is probably the one time you might catch me there too. I do like those cheddar biscuits. They're a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. I know they're full of chemicals and stuff, but they do taste pretty good. All right, let's see this grocery haul. $200 grocery haul. Let's see what she's got. Because I just did some grocery shopping myself the other day. Got those delicious butter cookies I mentioned. They're all gone, by the way.
Hello, foodie beauties. Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. So today I have for you guys a grocery haul that's done completely online. And yeah, I'm waiting for part 2 to come. We ordered from 2 different places. Some places had some things on sale, another place had other things on sale. So we just ordered from both. But this is just a weekly grocery shop. Everything from this haul was 25 kg. I'll put the prices here in conversion, US and Canada. Maybe I'll do Australia too. I have some Australian viewers. If you live in a different country, you'd like to know the conversion, let me know. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you what I got here and put this stuff away at the same time. That was my dish from lunch.
Oh, and if anybody would like to support the stream,
everything.
I have a cash app.
Do a video, but whatever. I mean, whatever. So,
thank you to anybody who has donated in the past. Appreciate it very much.
One, I don't know if I'm gonna do like 2 parts or if I'm just gonna do one whole one and publish it all at the same. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'll do 2 parts. We'll see. So I have a extra long grain basmati rice, which is the rice we most typically eat here. This is 2 kg. I think it was like a 1 kg 500 fills or something like that. So we have 2 kg of basmati rice. I'm completely out of rice. I'm proud of myself. We pretty much used all of the groceries. There was no wastage. There was nothing. There was no waste. I don't know if wastage is a word, but anyway. So that's the rice. I put my rice down there. We have 2 cases of orange juice.
That is something that I know Skinny mentioned this also. I'm going to do a callback to Skinny's show. She mentioned sepsis. If Foodie, I don't know if she's at risk of sepsis, but if she is, it's going to be because of one of those boils, cellulitis, one of those infections that gets out of hand. Because that's what can lead to sepsis. Sepsis doesn't come out of nowhere, but she already has these other infections. And one of those could potentially lead to that. So, I mean, as long as she probably thinks that it's not a big deal and and if it doesn't get inflamed, if it's just a minor thing, she's right. But it could get really, really bad too. So it's something that isn't going to get better either as long as she's so heavy, because the body can't, especially with the blood sugar issues and blood pressure issues, which Foodie, as far as I understand, has those issues unmedicated, particularly the blood I don't remember which it was. I want to say the blood pressure. So she really needs the help. So she's got the orange juice, very bad for blood sugar. Let's let it keep going. Oh, welcome to Nirvana.
These are orange juice boxes, and they're really good. And they're really cheap as well. So we always get these. Salah really loves these. Like, you put them a little bit in the freezer, and it's really yummy.
Chantal's outer shirt, just like the pink one. This one and the pink one were from the same shopping haul, and they're both getting pretty snug around the midsection here. You know, not to be petty, but that's not a good sign when you're your midsection in particular. I know Chantal keeps a lot of weight on the midsection, but that's really just everything is her body, her clothes, her buttons, everything is screaming at her to take it easier with the food.
I'll try to those later. I hate putting away the drinks.
Do you have those?
I think you're right, Mouse Toes.
I'm just doing a video.
That would have been a great costume for her.
That's nice of you to offer that. I think I got it. The dish was bothering me, so I washed it. Do you guys let your dishes dry on the dry rack, or do you dry them?
I like to, I mean, if anybody's interested, I usually use the dishwasher and then it dries in the dishwasher. I don't really like to wash them by hand.
Never dry my dishes. You're like, of course. All right. So
oh, yes.
We also have some.
Or an internal infection.
Pepperoni. This is beef pepperoni.
Okay, let me see this beef pepperoni. Let me get a better look at this.
Pepperoni.
Kazan, Taste of New York, fully cooked pepperoni. Okay, ready to eat. It says no soy. Okay, well that's good. It looks like it's all beef at least. So
This is beef pepperoni.
pepperoni in general, though, is still pretty darn high in fat. So even if it is all beef, that doesn't mean it's healthy.
There's no pork products here. We have some chicken mortadella for
Yes, that's
sandwiches.
possible. And if anybody's not familiar, gout is a buildup of uric acid, I believe, in the joint of the toe, the big toe in particular. And it builds up the uric acid that doesn't get filtered out by the renal system appropriately. And that's what causes the inflammation from the gout. It's apparently very painful.
This kind of got destroyed, but oh, they only give you three strawberry Greek yogurts.
All right, Greek yogurt. One of the things Chantal buys that I approve of. Greek yogurt is loaded with proteins. It's relatively low in fat. And depending on the type you buy, it can be pretty low in carbs as well. But even if you do like the kind with some sweetener in there, it's loaded with proteins. I think it's quite healthy. I'm going to say good for you, Chantal. Greek yogurt, probably the best thing I've seen you purchase in a while.
Do you guys like organizing your fridge? I don't.
But the other stuff so far, the orange juice, the Capri Suns, the pepperoni, very poor choices.
Actually, I don't mind. I like when it's organized.
And orange juice itself is not bad. Again, I hope I made that clear, that it's bad for her because she's trying to watch her weight, or she should be trying to watch her weight. So the last thing she wants to do is drink juice.
All right. The yogurt's here in the door. Grab a water.
Yeah, that's nasty.
No,
No, I've heard of those.
Sadly.
Oh, Foodie's drinking some of her waters. That water is, I think she finally found a water small enough to fit in her mitt. That is she can actually almost get her fingers around it. Look how tiny it is. You know what it looks like? It looks like one of those glue sticks. You know those liquid glue sticks that you can kind of hold and roll the glue on? That's what it looks like. She still can't get her fingers around it. As skinny and as tiny as that thing is, she still can't even get her fingers around it. Not even close.
All right, sour
Look at that. The neck of that can't even be an inch wide.
cream. Fresh yogurt. Huge tub.
Yogurt, not as good as Greek yogurt, but again, relatively healthy.
It's like $1
A
and a half.
Muk-Bang. Yes, you can, Skinny Queen. It absolutely
Okay.
can.
We have some mozzarella cheese. 500 grams of that.
All right.
We
Half a kilogram of mozzarella cheese. Anybody who's not familiar, that's 1.1 pounds of mozzarella cheese. A mozzarella cheese, as far as cheeses go, is relatively healthy. It's not like the fattiest cheese. It's definitely better than some others. But the amount of cheese that Foodie eats, again, Foodie needs to reduce the juices, the cheese. She needs to eat more things like vegetables, beans, legumes, beef, chicken, lean beef, not fatty beef, not like ground beef that's loaded with fat. Just that kind of stuff. Simple foods that are not processed, that are low in fats, low in carbs, high in protein. The Greek yogurt was a good choice. That kind of stuff. She needs to really focus in on health for at least a couple months. Get some weight off, and then think a little bit more long term.
butter.
Butter, 4 sticks of butter. I like butter. Butter is a healthier fat than some others. But when you're struggling with hyperobesity, butter is not something that you need very much of.
4 packs. I think it's
Not when she already has that whole jar of ghee.
salted butter. Frozen. 4 chicken sausages. Thought there'd be 6. This is a small. What? I need bigger bags than this.
Hey, no, just, you know what, Patty, it's fair. I mean, I try to be, it's a fine line sometimes where, we try to be respectful about everything. And I just, I totally understand. And I've been heavy myself, not quite that big, but I understand, you got there's more area to wash. You gotta keep yourself clean. Yeah, it's another possible route for infection. There's so many places okay, we've got cellulitis in the folds, dental infection, tooth decay, periodontal disease, and urinary tract, internal infection. So Foodie has 3 potential vectors to contract sepsis. Not that I think she's going to anytime soon, but she has 3 ways she could be getting it. Welcome in, Blondie. Yes, agreed. Everyone, please smash that thumbs up if you're enjoying the stream, of course. Welcome in, Blondie. Can't imagine how her mom feels. I bet her mom doesn't even watch. I bet her mom like gets sick just even watching.
Cheddar cheese.
Look at how much she had. 2 bags of cheddar cheese. Again, I don't have an issue with cheese, but Foodie buys so freaking much cheese. It's crazy.
2 things of
2 things of
Philadelphia?
cream cheese, full fat cream cheese. Cream cheese, I cannot be okay with for Foodie here. She's already got all this butter. She already has all this cheese. Cream cheese is absolutely the last thing she needs on top of all this other stuff. Send it back, Foodie. You don't want that.
making a no-bake cheesecake with you guys. So
She's going to make a cheesecake, did she say? See, again, that's what I mean. The cream cheese is already bad enough. But if she was just going to maybe put a little bit on her sandwich or something, well, that's not good. But she's going to take all that cream cheese, add a bunch of sugar, make it into a massive cake, and eat it. It's like she's trying to gain weight. It's like she's absolutely trying to gain weight. It's self-harm.
cilantro. Okay. Oh, that smells
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Let me put this stuff away.
Well, you know what? Not that dentures are a great thing, but if your teeth are no good, better to have dentures than to have a mouthful of rotting teeth. I'll just say that. If your choice is a mouthful of rotting teeth or dentures, get the dentures.
I'll risk it. I got too many things in my hands, but I'll risk it. So I don't have to make 2 trips. Beside Harry's salad things. Cheese.
Oh, wow.
Go here. Oh. Sausages.
Oh, I got you, Skinny.
Cilantro.
I mean, it's more work, but that doesn't mean it can't be done. You're awesome, Kidney J. I need someone like that. It's in my life.
Yogurt, sour cream. We're gonna put this. Yeah, that fits nicely here. And this, I put my dairy on the top shelf with the eggs usually.
What's common with what's common with the rheumatoid arthritis? If you don't mind asking, Mouse Toes, I'm not sure. I'm not following your comment, but I'm interested to know. Yeah, orange juice is very high in sugar. I like orange juice, but again, loaded with fructose. Fructose it's sugar. It's not the worst thing in the world, but if you're trying not to gain weight, the last thing you want to do is have a bunch of sugar water, basically. That's what OJ is. It's sugar water. Yes, there's vitamins, there's nutrients, there's other good things in there, but it's still a lot of sugar and a lot of water. The doors of the fridge are backward. Yeah, that is annoying, especially because she has the microwave there. And especially because she's so big, there's no way that she can squeeze in between to get in there. Like, how does she even reach this stuff in there? That's a good point, Patty. I know you mentioned that earlier, but I didn't really notice it myself.
Okay, last bag.
Yeah,
My
processed
cat
meat.
will love-
Avoid
Carol, the
processed
handle.
meat.
She goes to town with the bags. Okay.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Her chin sling is starting to.
Oh, drinks, I think.
I was wondering. I was, and I don't know this for sure, but I was wondering. And I'm gonna ask. Does anybody know if they make Spanx in Foodie size? Because I was wondering if she's using any kind of shapewear. Because sometimes it looks like she's more like buoyant, like her gut looks more buoyant than others. Sometimes like it just hangs like everything just kind of hangs down very low. Other times it looks more up. And I'm just wondering if that's what she wears sometimes. Because it seems like she's got something holding her together in the middle.
Oh. Some icing sugar,
Interesting. I did not know that.
garlic paste, brown sugar. Heavy baking, can you tell? Baking powder, that's so tiny.
She's got that wrinkly neck like a foreskin.
Lotus, because instead of graham cracker bottom, have you ever had those? Pizza sauce,
Is it S-Jam?
black olives.
Okay, let me rewind this. I missed some of these foods. I was reading the
Lotus
comments.
Biscuits. Have you ever had Lotus. Baking powder. That's so
So,
vanilla.
okay, let me go back.
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar? Jeez, okay, I missed a bunch of stuff here.
Some icing sugar.
A big thing of sugar, because Foodie always needs more sugar, right?
Garlic paste.
Garlic paste, that's actually not so bad unless it's the kind that's made with oil, in which case Foodie probably doesn't need that.
Brown sugar.
More sugar, of course, because Foodie can't have enough
Vanilla.
sugar. Vanilla, no problem with that.
Baking, can you tell? Baking powder. That's so tiny.
I heard that you will get really, really sick if you eat baking powder. I heard it will give you the worst stomachache. Is that true, or is that just a rumor?
Lotus. Because
Lotus, is that like a type of cracker?
instead of graham cracker bottom, it's going to be Lotus biscuits. Have you ever had those?
Okay, those Lotus biscuits. Those things are okay. I've seen different qualities of them. I've seen some that are good quality. I've seen some that are not so good.
Pizza sauce.
Pizza sauce, depending on the quality, it might be loaded with sugar. So I don't know if I can recommend that.
Black olives.
Black olives, a lot of salt and pretty high in fat. Not the worst thing, but for Foodie, not the best either. Not really a vegetable because they're very fatty.
Beef bouillon.
Beef bouillon, basically salt cubes.
And Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce, another bottle of salt.
I love this stuff. So when I'm cooking like anything.
Now, I will say this. Seasonings are better, well, I don't know actually, because Foodie really needs to avoid the salt. I'm trying to think, what's worse for her, salt or sugar? Oh, that'd be a good poll actually.
Shepherd's pie, beef stew, Worcestershire sauce.
Shouldn't wheeze the juice.
Even in bolognese, it's really nice. Anything with beef. Some apple juice.
Oh, no problem, Summer Cats. Thank you for coming by.
Some cream.
The cream! The cream! It's always the freaking cream. And didn't she just have juice also?
Anything with beef. Some
Of course, apple juice, more sugar
apple
water,
juice.
and the liter. This is going to be the 3rd liter of cream that Chantal has consumed in like a week. Does anybody else realize that? Like in the last week, Chantal has consumed, she got 2 liters of cream from the last time she went to the store. She got at least one, and then she got like another, I'm pretty sure she had a second one because she used one up making that fish, and then she had another one when she made the, although to be fair, that could be this one. So she's had at least 2 liters of cream. She's had at least 2. She might have had 3. I'd be interested to hear how many she's actually had. But either way, 2+ liters of cream? That's a heck of a lot of cream.
Some cream. Some grape juice.
Sad but true.
No preservatives, right? Grape juice.
Grape juice, more sugar water.
Grapefruit. And a few cranberry juices because these are
Cranberry juice. Why does Chantal buy so much freaking juice? It's just I like juice. Juice is tasty, but I don't drink it very often because it's got so much sugar in there. And Chantal has got a serious weight problem. Her clothes are exploding off of her. She should not be drinking copious amounts of juice.
my favorite. I love them. What's your favorite juice? And pomegranate.
Sad, Nirvana, but it's true.
Cranberry juice is my favorite, and lemonade.
Okay, the gout. Oh, that's sad.
Hey. So that's part 1 of the.
Okay, let me pause this for a second, catch up on a few comments. It's sad that he was alone, but I'm glad he's happy. But you know what? If he's lost some weight and Chantal is out of his life, he's better off, right? I think he just needs a little bit of time to work on himself. Well, at least she's doing that, right? It's better to do it than not to do it. I'll just say it like that. She's too big and has too many belly aprons to keep clean. Okay. Oh, for the Spanx, you mean? I gotcha. She got a Spanx that fit then, but she doesn't still, though. Okay. And she for sure has feeders. Again, Patty, I think so too, because even when I really was at my heaviest, and I still enjoy eating, I've never been somebody who moans when they eat. Who would choose to shape themselves like an 8-ball? That is a very good question. Or like a toddler. I feel, or like, you know what? Like Tweedledee. Does anybody remember Tweedledee from Alice in Wonderland, who had like that bodysuit? I feel like that's what she's kind of going for, that look. Baking powder can be used for cleaning as well. Interesting. Oh, no problem, Wookiee lover. Oh, I love your picture too, always. It's such a cute. If that's that your pet Wookiee? Yeah, we're glad you're here. No problem. Juice is diabetes feed, unfortunately. I love juice, but I gotta say, it's for somebody with blood sugar issues, terrible, terrible, terrible choice. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of her, but at least she does that. Does a lot better than Chantal when it comes to that stuff. So I can respect that.
Grocery haul. I'm going to finish putting these things away in the cupboards and things. And when part 2 comes, which has most of the produce,
All right, part 2 is allegedly going to be full of produce.
and things like that. So I'll show you guys part 2 whenever it gets here. All right. So thanks for.
Okay, part 2 is allegedly going to be full of produce. Let me pause. Let me put on the graphics real quick. And I'm going to change the screen really quickly. Go to part 2. 1 second.
Hello, foodie beauties. Hi there,
All right.
Beezers. Want a personalized video from me to you that you can keep forever? Or maybe a special shout out?
Okay.
Or maybe you just have a pressing question for me you want answered. All you have to do is request a personalized video or direct message from me on Cameo. It's super easy. Cameos also make great birthday or special occasion gifts. Hope to hear from you.
Why am I watching her commercial? All right, part 2. All right. Does Julia look just like she could use a brushing a little bit? Like I'm not an expert on cats. I don't really I've never owned a pet cat, but I know some people who do, and she looks just a little bit scruffy, don't you think? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Well, they got her in the box. Perfect. Perfect. All right, now if Foodie wants to get her fixed, all she has to do is just tape that box shut and bring her over to the vet, and she can get her fixed, right? Is that? I'm joking. I'm not saying you should put the cat in the box. I'm just making a joke, people. But seriously, she I heard that she's actually like has no serious plans to get Julia spayed, which is very irresponsible. Julia was a street cat. She's had it tough enough. She doesn't need to have be going into heat, and then hopefully getting a hormone injection to deal with it. My opinion, my conspiracy theory, maybe you could say, is the reason why Chantal is not bothering to get Julia fixed is she thinks that the hormone injection will last 10 months. And I don't think she plans to have Julia in 10 months. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think she plans to have Julia next year. So I think that's why she's not concerned about getting Julia fixed. She's like, well, that'll be somebody else's problem. I'm not going to have this cat in another 6 months, 8, whatever. I think that's what she's thinking. I think to her, the cat is disposable and it's not going to, and she, in her mind, it's going to be gone in a matter of months anyway. So she doesn't really care. Does anybody else have an opinion on that? That's what I think. Part 1 was the juice haul. Part 2 is the produce haul. Mats are forming on her belly. Okay, Nutty. So I'm not totally off. Beginning to mat. Yeah, and I do like Julia, especially because she always gives a hard time to Chantal. I think so too, Nutty. I think Julia senses it. Two turtles fighting. Or a lemur. Okay. Very exotic pet. At least it has a good sized enclosure. Is that a miniature goat? All right, a fish tank. That's more my speed with pets. I'm not really into the exotic pets personally.
So I had a nap in between both groceries hauls. This one, I just took my asthma medication. This one is, how much was this one?
Let me make the speed a little faster.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with the frozen stuff here.
Yeah, agreed, Nutty.
I have some
Lemurs are exotic animals.
chicken livers.
they really
That's for
aren't good choices for pets.
Oops. Some chicken breast. Some frozen strawberries. Water. The random water. And some lightly seasoned potato wedges. I'm gonna put the chicken, oops, one of the cartons full, in a bag.
Right, potato wedges. All right, let me go back for a second there. I got a little sidetracked.
Potato wedges.
All right, so she got the potato wedges. What else did she get?
And some
Sorry, folks.
water.
Bottle of water. Okay, that's good.
The random water.
And bag of potatoes.
And
Okay.
some lightly seasoned potato wedges.
Those look fried.
I'm gonna put the
Are they fried? I'm not sure.
oops, one of the cartons full, in a bag.
And chicken livers. Is that what you got in there as well?
Then we have some
Yeah.
aloo tiki.
I'm not. What's
It's like
that?
an Indian potato.
More potatoes.
Yes.
More frozen fried potatoes. So in other words, you got fried hash browns, fried potato wedges. Going strong on those vegetables so far, Chantal. I'd be interested to see too, Mouse Toast, because Chantal does not have a lot of recipes, and chicken livers are something I think that it's not quite as easy to get right. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not really a liver fan, but I think that you need to be a little bit better chef maybe to get that right, because I know that organ meat doesn't always come out tasty.
Some more frozen corn. Some frozen whitefish.
Frozen fish is
Frozen
good.
cut. Some super spiral.
Fried onion, more fried potatoes. What is with the fried potatoes? She is just going nuts with those fried potatoes. Welcome in, Jarella. Yeah, and I agree, Camps. Carbs with more carbs. I thought this was going to be the produce haul. It's mostly fried potatoes at this point. Queen of Awesome. I didn't think of that, but that makes sense because it's high in iron. Liver is excellent for women, says Queen of Awesome, but doubt she'll eat it. Yeah, liver is like, I'm not really a big fan of liver as far as the taste. I know it can be healthy, especially in, occasionally. And it makes sense for women in particular because of the iron. Yeah, welcome in, Jarell. And welcome in anybody I've missed, anybody watching the replay. Hopefully you're having a good time. Hopefully you had fun on Halloween or just having a fun fall. If you don't celebrate Halloween. And hope you're enjoying watching this grocery haul. Foodie here is coming through with her fried potatoes.
We have a lot of French fries. And I like these, so these are vegetables of the day.
All right, an actual bag of frozen vegetables.
And another random water. So every bag they put a water inside? Okay, well thank you. All right, I'm gonna put this away. Yellow.
Even the delivery place is trying to send Chantal a message. They're putting a water in every single bag, Chantal. They are basically hitting you over the head with the message. Listen, even the people sending you this food are concerned about your health. They want you to keep living and keep shopping. That's why they want you to drink the water. They want you to be their customer for a much longer time.
Oh, this looks nice. We also have some ground.
That looks kind of fatty. I'm going to say that right now. And fatty ground beef can be tasty, but if you don't want to go too fatty, I think 10%, 90% lean is a good number if you're trying to be healthy. If you're not so concerned with health, I think 80% might be okay. But anything lower than that, like the 70% ground beef is very fatty, and I can't recommend it.
Meat, ground beef. All right, eggs. This is like less than $1, 75 cents or something.
More eggs.
Right. These were on
That's
sale.
a lot of eggs, Chantal. And I like eggs. Eggs are healthy in general, but that's a lot of eggs. Hope she eats them.
Well, very cheap. And I like these drinks, but
Fair enough.
Capri Sun,
More
strawberry, one straw.
The Capri Sun with the orange juice and the cranberry juice. She got all those juices from that other place yesterday. I agree, Nirvana. It's like, if you didn't know better, if you looked at this grocery list, you would think that this was purchased for somebody who was underweight, who just got out of the hospital. Like, you would think this was for somebody who just got out of the hospital, who just lost, 20 pounds, who's underweight, who needs to put some weight back on. That's who this grocery haul would make sense for. Somebody who's underweight. That's who I could agree with. you know, who I think this would make sense for. But for Foodie, is she nuts? Maybe to keep the food cold. That actually makes sense. They could have put frozen water bottles in there. Yeah, a gallon of oil. Oh, they'll be healthy because she's cooking them in the air fryer. That's right, Patty. That's right. Doesn't matter that they were originally fried in grease. It's that she's going to cook them in the air fryer. So all that grease that was in there is just going to magically disappear. Yeah, I'm with you, Nutty. I'm not big on the organ meats. Jarella likes liver. I bet Jarella always was like I bet she was the hall monitor in school. She's always doing the right thing, eating her liver. You're always so, going to the gym, taking her shower. She's always doing the responsible stuff. Jarella is. Welcome to Kimbaleta. Hopefully you're having a good night. Hopefully you had fun on Halloween. All right, let's put the show back on.
Strawberry.
And we're going to run just a little bit late tonight. Not too late, but just a little bit.
1 orange.
That makes sense. And another thing, OJ.
Okay.
So much juice.
So we have these like pre-made things.
I thought the produce were coming today. This is more pre-made frozen food. Frozen French fries, frozen hash browns, frozen pizza, frozen potato wedges.
But Salah likes them.
Salah likes them. Oh, my bad. My mistake. None of this. Salah likes these frozen pizzas. This isn't for Foodie,
This
of
is a
course.
pizza. Cheese and za'atar puff. And another pizza.
Yeah, that's totally for Salah. Oh, yeah, and the Reese's. Yeah, that bag is Salah's bag. I'm sure of it.
Some marshmallow candy.
And the marshmallow, yeah, that's because you know Salah has that sweet tooth, right?
Some Reese's.
Well, maybe it's ground lamb.
This brand
That's
I've
possible.
never tried, but
3 in 1.
feel like
Okay,
this-
I'm going to dog Chantal a little bit. Remember when she said just like a month ago, or I think it was before she went to Thailand, when she said that she quit drinking the 3 in 1 because she said how unhealthy it was. Remember when she did that? When she was trying to do that health kick? And she was like, oh, I'm cutting out the Nescafe 3 in 1 because the 3 in 1 is got the creamer and the sugar. And then she adds more creamer anyway. I guarantee you she's pouring cream in there after she makes the 3 in 1. And she's probably adding sugar too. So she's taking something like coffee, which is not the healthiest drink, but it's not caloric at least. And then she adds all that sugar and artificial creamer to it. And that artificial creamer is made from powdered soybean oil or soybean hydrogenated or hydrolyzed. I forgot what they call it, but it's soybean oil. It's not good.
oh my gosh. And saffron. Look at the little bottle of saffron. We have some 7 spices.
I don't see her cook them often either.
Baking paper, parchment paper.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Thank you, Jarella. Everyone, please do.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Okay. Well, I will say that I like lamb. So if it's a little bit more fat, if that's what it is, as long as you cook out the fat, it's not the worst thing. But just when you have ground beef, you want to make sure to render out some of that fat.
Yeast.
Yeah, yeast. And butter chicken paste.
He could. I hope he does. I hope he does. If anybody does, it's going to be him because it won't be Foodie. Oh, yes, that's another good point. The fried potato stuff that she's got, that's absolutely going to be going in the sauces that she's got. Oh, you got in trouble. All right, so you're not totally perfect. All right, you're not totally. You break the rules once in a while. Would you folks be surprised to learn that I occasionally got in trouble for talking too much in school? Could you believe that? Would you believe that? And would you believe that I was a bit of a class clown too? Hard to believe, but it's true.
Cream and stuff separate, but there's all the spices in there already. So we have some lemon. We have some
It is.
microwavable dishes.
Oh, what did she get?
We have
Bleach?
some lemon.
Labna. What is that? Labna?
There's all the spices in there already. So okay, we have some lemon.
Laban. Laban. Is that like a yogurt drink?
We have some microwavable dishes.
Well, you know what, Mouse Toes? That's the thing. She eats so quickly that's maybe that's the reason Foodie eats so much so quickly. She has nowhere to put the food away, so she just chows down on it as quickly as she can. 2 kilos of flour. I don't know about you, but I am scared of what Foodie's going to do with this 2 kilos of flour and the kilo of sugar and all of the. I think Foodie is going to bake like a calorie bomb cake. When I say bomb, I don't mean like the bomb, like it's going to be good, like Jessica Meska would say. I mean like a calorie bomb, like bad for you, it's going to explode your body kind of bomb.
Flour, 2 kgs, and some hot dog buns. It's like they knew I would need this water.
Oh, jeez. Lady Night Hawk's old school.
Lettuce.
Oh, no problem, JV. Welcome in.
2 kilos of limes. Everything was.
Let me pause this for a second, catch up on some of this chat. No problem, JB. I'm staying a little bit late tonight myself anyway. I got the first half of the show. Anybody who just came in, if you want to watch the replay after we sign off, we covered Foodie's brand new cooking video she just did with the butter chicken. And now I'm covering the grocery shopping, which I originally was planning to cover. Those peanut butter cups did not last long after this video. I can agree with that, Camps. I've got a feeling she immediately opened and ate one as soon as before this video was even finished recording.
Per kilo. Potatoes, we got
more potatoes to go with all of the fried frozen potatoes. Remember today was supposed to be the produce? I'm not seeing a lot of produce. I'm just seeing a lot of fruit juice. I'm seeing a lot of fried potatoes. I'm seeing a lot of potatoes in bags, flour, sugar. The sugar was yesterday, to be fair.
Because we share. Red onions.
Red onions? Hold on a second. I got is Chantal's live right now crying? All right, Keepster, we're going to go live to Chantal. I'm going to cover it. We've seen basically the end of this video anyway. All right, I'm going to put on the brand. We're going to run a little bit late tonight. We're going to cover some live Chantal. 1 second here. Foodie needs to bees. Let's see what's going on.
It's like I feel conflicted with my identity in a lot of ways. Tiff, 28 months? No way. Hi, Country Queen. Hope you're okay. We're all here for you. Love you. Thank you, Tiffany. You really.
Foodie, oh crap! I almost cussed. Foodie forgot to put the filter on. Jeez, look at that skin. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's a shock compared to what it normally looks like with the filters on, right? Because normally she wears that heavy filter and puts on a lot of heavy makeup, and here she's just being herself. And respect for having the courage to come out here without wearing, just without putting on the filters for once. So respect for that, right? What's she smoking?
It's momentary. Thank you, Nicolina. I know that you guys.
She's smoking cigarettes? She is so desperate to smoke something.
You should wake up Salah. He's your soulmate. You don't want to share with him. I don't want to wake him up.
I got to turn up this volume a little bit.
Thanks, Bailey.
She's so quiet.
So.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my volume down just a little bit so that you can turn your volume up just a little bit. So this should balance the audio a little bit better.
No.
Hopefully this makes it so you can hear Chantal a little bit better.
Oh yeah, I bit the cigarette.
It's 5 a.m.
Yeah, I bit blacks. I'm sorry. Gemini Gem 20
Yeah.
months. Thank you, Gemini. Ready, Sherry Beast. What triggered you? It's like I have to be private about a lot of things,
She does look a little
Oh,
high.
Shambles, thank you.
Hold on, does she have a black eye, or is that her mascara that was melting from the? Oh, it's the mascara melting from the crying. Yeah, I was like, that's not a black eye, but that's the mascara is melting off. So she really is crying, or she at least was trying to. Yeah, I don't have pity for her either. And I'll say this, Camps. A lot of times when I don't talk bad about Foodie, It's just because I don't want to talk bad about people's looks in general. It's not that I have any sympathy for Foodie directly. It's that I just don't like to talk bad about people's looks in general. That's kind of why sometimes I take it easy a little bit. But you folks don't have to take it easy. You can be straight up. I don't, everybody's welcome to their opinion here.
Swiss chalet and orange julep and framboise.
Sad fishing. Fast food withdrawal, Nutty.
So these are Pall Malls, but they're like the
Ding, ding, ding.
ones.
Ding, ding, ding.
You have to crush the filter to make it mint.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, mouse toes. That's something there that really bugs me about Chantal. Everybody has their own issues with Chantal. I think a lot of us share some, like the fact we don't like that she's a bad pet owner. But one of the things that really bugs me a lot, I think it bugs a lot of other people too, is that she's very hypocritical. For her to talk mess about FFG for smoking next to her animals, and for her to be smoking here next to her, and she could be like, oh, well, Julia's in the other room, I bet she's going to say. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. The hypocrisy really, that bugs me about Foodie, and I will mock that. I will point that out.
So I bite the filter.
She does look a little
My
stoned.
rabbit teeth. Nice side, Big Bird. Sapphire faded jeans.
What a good Muslim role model.
Yeah, I'm okay,
Yeah.
I guess.
I got her turned up, maxed out skinny. I had to turn myself down. Oh, thank you, Patty. I appreciate that.
Elizabeth.
Is it still too quiet? I can turn myself down a little bit more, and then you can turn your volume. I can turn myself down just a bit more. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. Hopefully this should make it a little easier to hear me. Or a little easier to Foodie.
I am, but
Oh yeah, she smoked the shisha all day too.
against Salah at all. Like, I
What'd she
love
say?
him so much. It's nothing against Salah at all. Like, I love him so much. But sometimes I'm just like really conflicted and like within myself and like feel like I have, it's like a me problem. Like, even though he reassures me that he accepts me for how I am, like, I feel like I have so much mental health problems. I just feel old and fat and barren. And like, I just want to live peacefully, not having those insecurities in a relationship. Like, I don't want to.
Right, Trilla? Oh boy. Okay, does anybody want to comment on that really quickly? Because that is basically Chantal saying that everything she said up until today has been a lie. I mean, I don't know, is it? That's very strong self-criticism there. But that's what a lot of people have been saying, that, if she says she feels insecure about her situation, her relationship with Salah, and she says Salah assures her, but she doesn't believe it. Maybe you're right not to believe it, Chantal. Maybe your relationship with Salah is not like a real relationship. I'm not trying to be a bummer, but maybe it's not a real relationship.
I don't want to have that. I want to just live like.
And I will, yeah. And you know what, JB, I'm not making fun of her for being depressed. If Chantal really is depressed, get some help for your depression, Chantal. I don't mock your depression. But if you're upset about your situation, you got to fix your situation. You got to do something about it. If you're depressed unrelated to your situation, okay, then that's different. But if you're depressed because of your actions, because of your circumstances, that's on you.
Where it's like, I don't know if it's my mental illness, but I just want to like.
Well, I mean, it is true.
Be comfortable in my home and play video games and just relax. And,
She wants to play video games? But she never plays video games. Is that what she just said?
Like, be comfortable in my home and play video games and just relax and like go live whenever I want to. I want to drive around.
She wants to drive around? But I thought you hated it in Canada, Chantal. I thought Canada was, I thought you hated it. Oh, welcome in TLR. We're running late tonight. I love your picture, by the way. I love Alice. Foodie just went live to Sadfish. She's trying to tell her beezers how sad she is and how she's fat and barren and everybody should feel bad for her after she just spent the last week trying to gain weight. Like the way she's been eating, she's actively been trying to gain weight. That's another good point, Mouse Nose. Foodie did make drama with Salah's friends. When she first came to Kuwait, she was very dramatic. Everybody here has seen all that, but if anybody hasn't, when she first came to Kuwait, Salah tried to introduce her to his family and took her on a camping trip. And when she had the opportunity to help the other women, the other wives, clean up and make the food, she claimed she had a migraine and didn't want to help them. And then she stole all the water and left the kids there with no water to drink in the middle of the desert. And they had to drive over an hour to the store to get water the next morning. So that's, ever since then, Foodie and Salah have been kind of ostracized in Kuwait. Yeah, right. Crying those crocodile tears. Let's put it back on.
On the long road sometimes.
That's what we've been saying.
Sometimes it's hard.
It did.
Not having the comforts or the crutches.
Yes.
That I had.
Ooh, welcome in, Holy Water. I know, right?
Not being able to just go for a drive. Yeah. Or like,
ding ding.
This is bad to say as a Muslim, but I do miss like the wheelchairs sometimes. Not wheelchairs, but and I know it's bad for me and it's an addiction. So.
What's that? Chantal admits. You know what's crazy? That for how long have people been banning people in her chat and yelling at people and arguing and cursing people out, saying, no, it's not true. I'm so happy with this. I love being this strict Muslim woman. I love being this married Muslim wife. I love being in Kuwait in this strict culture. I'm glad I'm out of Canada. I hate that old life. That's not me. I'll never go back to that. Now she's saying, oh, well, I hate to admit it, but actually I do kind of miss that stuff. That's not good, Chantal. That's not good. That means you're not enjoying your new life. And if you're not enjoying your new life, why are you, that's deep. Welcome in, Seafood Pie. That's a great point.
Yeah, big golden girl. Yeah.
Oh, I agree, Nirvana.
You know what I mean? Like, things that make life bearable. Homesick, you think so? But the thing is like, then I think about Canada. And when I'm there, I miss like my cat here. I miss Harry.
Good evening, Freedom.
Salah. I miss my, home here and things about Kuwait.
She says that if she went to Canada, she would miss Salah and her cat and things about Kuwait. She says that, but she doesn't seem to miss those things as much as the things she just talked about a minute ago. If you compare how she acted when she said she missed driving and buying stuff and being in Canada and eating the wheelchairs, she seemed really bothered. Then when she says that if she was in Canada, she would miss Salah and the cat, she didn't seem to be bothered that much.
So, now she's...
Yes. Oh, yeah, right? She hates that Western world. Western cigarettes. Good point, Mouse Nose.
Like insecurities I have.
Good question.
That.
Yes, she did.
When I think if I was alone. I have told Salah all this before.
Ooh!
That I wouldn't have to worry about. Like, just me. Like my grandma that way. Just me. Like, she was always alone. I understand why.
Yes, yes. Yes. I'll turn her up even. I can't turn her up more, but I could.
Yeah.
Here's what I could do. I could turn myself down more, and then you could turn your headphone up more, and that'll make her louder. Because I already have her at max volume, but I can lower my volume a little bit more. So that's what I will do. Okay. This should have me pretty darn quiet at this point. So now we should be pretty well balanced. And welcome in, Steady C. Yeah, hopefully this fixes the audio.
Yeah.
So now I should be pretty well
Take
balanced
the
with
whole thing
Chantal,
back to
hopefully.
Canada.
Mm-hmm.
There's things I do very much dislike about Canada, yeah. But I don't know
Ooh.
if it was Canada or if it was just my life there that I hated, you know? I'm like confused.
Truth. Did she get kicked out? Is she in Canada now again? No, she's still in. No, she's still in
I
Kuwait.
just have to time out people just like asking questions.
Welcome in,
and
Rosie Posey.
I'll just answer what I want to.
Yes.
Things I dislike about Kuwait. Thanks, Ghostface.
Yep.
Yeah. I wish I could drive around.
Okay. Somebody asked her what she dislikes about Kuwait. Does anybody in the chat? I know I'm behind in the chat. I don't want to get too even more behind. But what do you folks think she dislikes about Kuwait? She just said not being able to drive. That's actually not even true because she could drive if she went and got a license.
I just feel very confused, you know? You're not barren, you have so much worth. The thing is, I don't want children. I know I don't, you know?
Yes.
There's no way I can have them. I'm a grandma already, and that's how I feel.
She says feels like a grandma. I'll tell you, Chantal, you're not that old yet. But you know why you feel bad? Because you have you have the body of somebody who's, I mean, not exactly, but she has the fitness, let's say, of somebody who's in their 60s or 70s, maybe 80s. Like she can barely climb stairs. That's like an 80-year-old, or maybe a 70-something-year-old woman. That's why she feels so old, because her body is so worn out. It's experienced too much bad stuff. Ooh, mothball.
I don't like bringing all of my mental health problems onto Salah. He's normal. He's fucking normal.
Yep.
Nothing medically wrong with him.
Nothing medically wrong with him. What's medical? Well, there are things medically wrong with you, Chantal, to be fair. Yeah, right?
Thank you, guys.
Oh, camps, that's...
I can't drive here.
Ooh. Hold on a second.
I think
If she says she can't drive here, isn't she kind of admitting that she's not married? Because if she was married, why couldn't she go get a license? Why can't she go get a license?
International, I thought you could drive with your, I'm not sure if you can drive with my license, or
Yeah, if
you need an international license, but
even if she could, she would be a terrible mother.
it's not
Thankfully,
safe.
she can't.
It's like really crazy to drive here alone, and
Agreed, Denise. My grandmother would. Well, she's not here anymore, but she would have.
yeah. Juice box, please.
Ooh, mouse toes.
No,
I think
have old crust.
that makes a lot of sense. She probably tried to manipulate Salah. He said, "The hell with it. I'm going someplace else. I don't feel like hearing this." And she decided to go live because she uses her beezers as her therapy, which is really unhealthy.
On my eyelids, Iona. Thank you, Golden Girl. I feel like betraying him talking about this online. I know.
She does not look good.
With this, I need to feel free to like express myself as well. I just feel like I have limited freedom in certain things.
You've limited freedom, but hold on, Chantal. The most free, the way you're limited is physically. Chantal's freedom is most limited by her own body. What is inhibiting her more than her own obesity. I'd be interested if anybody in the chat has anything else they think that inhibits Chantal more than her obesity and her own negative mindset.
Aw, really, Black?
Darn right, Jarella.
He's normal. Oops.
I am just about 40 and I am as healthy as I've ever been.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes, nutty. Indeed.
Guardian Angel. Your name.
Ooh, that's an interesting point. Welcome in, Stackish. I didn't know about that. Welcome in, anybody else?
Too much work. I can't.
Ooh,
I can't
can't
even take care of my.
you hound dog. Chain smoking those.
Yeah, teardrop. There's just things
Well
I
said.
can't tell you guys out of respect and privacy. You know, obviously our relationship is not perfect.
Ooh. Do you think Foodie is doing this for drama, or do you think she's really just trying to get some therapy from her beezers? I'm going to ask a poll while I let this run.
I think a lot of it's a me problem too. I didn't acknowledge any of my problems from back home.
Well, folks typing something.
Like with you know who. I don't even want to live in the same country as that person. Honestly, I don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, teardrop. I know. That's why I'm just saying, like, you know.
All right,
I
got a
respect
poll for
someone,
you.
I respect our privacy. But
Yes.
things that have to do with me, you know, and my
Yes.
sentiments. I feel like
Hmm.
I've always talked about these things. I've always liked to be open, and I just don't feel like me not being that way, you know?
Well, what you
I
just
get
said, I missed that. Let me rewind
talked
that.
about these things. I've always liked to be open, and I just don't feel like me not being that way, you know?
Wow. So basically, everybody in the chat who said that the old Chantal is the real Chantal and the new Chantal is just an act, she's basically saying that you're right. And do we prefer old Chantal or new Chantal? I'm in the minority because I prefer new Chantal because I think old Chantal was disgusting. New Chantal is fake. I don't like new Chantal. But old Chantal was just disgusting, like farting and vomiting and burping and showing us her body and all of her disgusting smells. And like, old Chantal was disgusting. So like you could say that you prefer, the new one is boring, but I'll take boring over disgusting. What was my point? I don't remember.
And it contradicts who I am now, like as like a Muslim woman.
You're not really a Muslim woman,
Like-
Chantal. Yeah, right?
They don't typically talk
Oh
about
my God, Nirvana. That is such a good point. She has, how dare she, and I don't like to get riled up, but how dare she talk about her limited freedom? What freedom do you not have, Chantal? There are people in this world who are genuinely facing a lack of freedom for various reasons. I'm not going to get into any kind of tangents. I don't want to make this, awkward in any way. So I'm just going to say, Chantal, you have access to every freedom you could possibly want, except for the freedoms you've denied yourself. Let's let this keep rolling.
their problems like that, you know? Yeah, freedom. Deep.
I forgot to put on my little ticker.
Yeah.
Oh, and I am not a real doctor, by the way.
Practice.
Want to say that.
Oh wow, Emily, good for you.
Maybe.
Energetic. This is therapy.
You're not cruel, Queen. You're being straight up.
Well, it's more complicated for him to come to Canada as a Syrian. So,
The trashing of Salah begins. Oh, welcome in, McGeezy. Yeah, I don't like these fake tears either. Notice the tears have dried up as soon as the vid
yeah, I
started.
didn't heal on anything. I don't want to like think about it, you know.
Welcome in, anyone I missed.
Don't give up on a therapist. Yeah.
Yep. Welcome in, Toys R Us Kid.
Thanks, Teardrop. I seem bored. You didn't do. Oh, really, Sabre? Yeah, I know what you mean. It's hard to deal with it.
Just hides it a little more, right? Yeah, welcome in Toys R Us, kid. Very cute name. That is true, Kimberlina. And I think that's I like,
Oh, really, Naomi?
well, I don't know if I like that as a law, but I like that people don't slander each other. I don't know if that should necessarily be a law or not, but I think that I certainly don't want to hear Foodie slandering people. So if it stops her from doing that, I guess that's a good side effect, right? She said how much she loves these laws, though, right? Now she claims that she feels oppressed.
And Gemini.
Oh, thank you, Toys R Us, kid. I'm glad you enjoy it. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. I was wondering what you meant.
Too. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, why am I so effing fucking stupid? Like, I don't care about myself or something. Like, I know my blood pressure's high right now. I have a headache and I'm smoking. Like, I don't even care.
If that's a moment of clarity, hold on to that, Chantal. That's your biggest problem. You don't care about yourself. You really don't. And all this talk about freedom and independence, if you want to be free and you want to be independent, then give yourself that freedom and independence by taking care of yourself. I mean, I'm not trying to be a know-it-all or anything like that, but I feel like this is kind of basic stuff here.
I have so many problems that, like, traditionally,
That's fair. Very fair.
I always compare myself to, like, another, like, traditional Muslim woman he would marry besides me.
Very good point.
Like, I have so many problems that I've brought here, you know.
Agreed. 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 You folks read that on. Welcome in, IMN.
My breathing, yeah.
Or LMN.
Don't put yourself down.
No, I'm not falling for this.
Miss 8, it's like normally I don't mind. Like, normally
Oh, I missed that. Thank you.
I'm okay with these things. But being married makes my insecurities come out.
What? Well, did everybody else just hear that? She said that being married makes her insecurities come out. Isn't that like the complete opposite of what Chantal has been telling us about how she feels so fulfilled and so much more confident and happier because she has Salah by her side?
I feel like I have duties as a wife that I just don't.
Welcome in, Sour Cat.
I can't do all the time.
Well, you know what, Chantal? That's actually true. And you know why you can't do them? Because you're so massively overweight and out of shape. And I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm just being straight up with you. It's not that you can't be a good wife to Salah. I don't think you could be a good wife to anybody in your current situations, Chantal.
Or do I even want to sometimes, you know?
Oh, what was that? Sorry, we got to hear that again. She just said that she's not able to be a good wife. And then what'd she say to follow that up?
Or do I even want to sometimes, you know?
Does she even want to be a good wife? Look at that. She's facing, this is the beginning of the end. McGeezy said it. This is the beginning of the end. I think you hit it on your head. Hit it on the head. Didn't Skinny say that she was only going to last like a year or something like that? It's right around that time.
Yeah.
Welcome in again, Sour Cat.
He's accepted the entire package.
Really?
Yeah, but like a part of me doesn't believe that. You know what I mean, Golden Girl? Like, part of me feels like he doesn't really know because we got married so fast.
Mm-hmm. We got married so fast. You're still not married. She ain't married, exactly. This is total manipulation. I agree.
I hate responsibility.
Tabloid
I hate
Chantal.
responsibility, babe. I just like to be free to do whatever I want, whenever I want.
That I think is, now I think Chantal is faking with the emotion and I think she's exaggerating with the pity party, but I think there's some honesty in some of these statements, especially the one about, do I even want to be a good wife? And what was the one she just said about how I want to do whatever I want, whenever I want? I don't think that's fake. I think she's being honest when she says that. The rest of this is fake, though. Yes, I agree. Maybe he came home and saw all the food and she said something about how, oh, well, I'm going to make something healthy or I'm not going to eat so much or something. And he came home and just had enough. Said, what the heck? Or maybe she was going to have some money for him and she wasn't able to come with the money. And he said, look, if you don't have the money, what the hell do I even have you here for? And he might have just told her straight up, look, I'm not here to play boyfriend. This is a business arrangement. If you can't come with the money, then we're done. I think that's what Salah may have said. Told her off.
Yeah, blacks. I know.
Well, I agree.
I don't know. I don't know if I was happy.
Welcome in, Twinkle Toes. Unfortunately, I cannot turn her up. I have myself turned down. So, but yeah, I can't turn her up any louder. She's basically whispering, and I have myself turned down. So just try turning up your volume, and hopefully because I can't really get the balance much different.
Different life. You know, it's like apples and oranges here in Canada. It's apples and oranges. Just free, like, you know, just to do whatever. Like, just go out and, like, go driving or not have to, like, just, if I just want to, like, go home, like, I don't know how to explain it. Just peace. Like, just, I don't know.
I agree, Wookie.
Yeah, maybe I just need a break. Maybe I'm just homesick. I don't know. But I think I'm going to.
Maybe she's homesick. How could you be homesick for that haram place, Canada? It's not your culture, Chantal. You said you don't feel comfortable there. You don't like to be there. So this is your homeland. These are your people. You feel comfortable here. You hate Canada. You hate that Western culture. Oh, wait a minute. Do you think the fast food boycott is broke her? Do you think that your brain is finally broke from not being able to eat McDonald's? Oh, let me end this poll also. Let me see what the poll says. I'm going to make a new poll real quick. Hold on one second. All right, starting a new poll. And the last poll. 58% of you think Foodie is doing this for drama and views. 41% think she's using the Beezers for therapy. Pretty evenly split. And I think it's possible I think she might be doing both. I think that's why it's so evenly split, because I think it is both. Let's put this back on.
Go home for a while.
Yes.
I'm thinking of, like, getting an Airbnb.
What?
Because I like
Thinking of going home and getting an Airbnb?
my privacy. Yeah.
I don't think so. Welcome in, Grace.
Thanks, Lexi.
Yes. Evil, Kidney J. Very evil.
You
Sinners.
always have to be modest. Yeah. Stopped in London. I could probably find a flight that stops in London, Lindsay.
You know what, Toys R Us kid? I was wondering how come she wasn't having any kind of side effects from that, because Foodie was very clearly using a lot of something when she was in Thailand. Came back to Kuwait, stopped doing anything, and didn't seem to have any issues. So maybe she was doing a little something and finally cut it off today. Yeah, and she did burn all her bridges before she left Teresa. That's never a good idea.
I hiccuped in public and everyone looked at me.
She hiccuped in public and everybody looked at her. How loud are you hiccuping that everybody hears you? Like, if I hiccup in public, like, maybe the person standing next to you might hear it. That's about it. And I'm not a small guy. I've got like a massive rib cage. It resonates.
Thank you guys for being here and listening to me. I really appreciate it. The Western world, welcome to. Go home a month and reflect on what you truly want.
Queen of Awesome, she hasn't actually said anything specific. She just said that she's depressed and feels bad and just having a pity party, as far as I can tell. Oh, she wants to go back to Canada, that haram place. I guess she feels guilty about that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I heard that too, Mothball.
Yeah.
Oh, Pete!
I'd be arrested my first day there. It's such a different life.
Oh, indeed.
You know, and it's like having grown up. Well, you guys saw how I was. Oh my god.
I'll tell you, Jarella, my opinion is I think he might have another woman that he sees, but he doesn't have another wife and family. I really don't think he does. I'd be very surprised.
I even say oh my
I agree
God.
with you. Everybody gets something wrong sometimes, right? Even me.
I think it's a me problem. That's why, because sometimes I feel like I don't even have the relationships take work, right? They take compromise. I don't even sometimes have the mental energy for it.
Some people reach a little. But hey, you know, it's all in good
I
fun.
mean, the Middle East is wonderful. It's just a different culture that, you know, I don't know.
Salah has to be fed up.
It is
because
hard to jump into a new lifestyle, yeah.
that's what she's hoping, Mouse knows, I
Yeah,
think.
Flex, I know.
Yeah, no bashing here. I'm not bashing anybody, Kimberlena. I have no problem
Yeah,
with any
no,
other
me,
channels or anything
exactly.
like
That's
that.
how I
No
feel
madness is cool with me.
sometimes, I feel protective with Salah. Like, he just handles everything.
Look at Big
in
QZ.
our lives. Like, that's culturally what the men do. You know, they take over everything. But me, I'm like used to being so independent. And I've said that. And he's always like, well, there's nothing you can't do here. But that's not true.
I think that is a good point, Sour Cat. I don't know if there's another wife or anything, but I do believe that Chantal wanted there to be a real relationship with Salah, and it's just not there. It's just all fake. And I don't know if he has another family or if he's just doing his own thing or what, but yeah, it's not real with her. And QZ, what's going on is I was covering some other stuff, and then Chantal went live to throw herself a pity party. Apparently, she's thinking of going back to Canada, right? She's really depressed for some reason. Let's hear it.
You know?
Welcome in, by the
Like,
way. Welcome in, welcome in.
it's
Yes,
not his fault. Culturally, that's how he is.
maybe. Yeah, she hiccuped and pooped.
Wallah. Yeah, I guess Wallah's the same, Emily, you're right. Technically not supposed to say it.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's
Yeah,
entitled
that's
to have their own
awful,
opinion,
man.
as long as they're respectful.
Girl dinner.
I do a lot of conspiracy thinking of my own. I get a lot of stuff wrong. So I can't front if anybody else gets something wrong. I do a lot of conspiratorial thinking as far as what Chantel's really up to. But I think it's all in good fun, right? Yeah.
No place like home.
She's practically whispering.
Yeah. I drank all the juice boxes.
She drank all the juice
Relax
boxes.
now. Mira's
Jeez.
starting might need a break. Really, Amira? What
She needs a break. Didn't she just go to Thailand? What does she need a break from? She just took a month in Thailand.
that? Yeah, I'm probably going to for a little while.
What was that? She's going to probably take a break for a little. Yeah, I think Jarella's right that tomorrow she's going to delete this and pretend it never happened. But I think that in a few months, when she eventually does give up and go back to Canada, we can consider this to be the day that the shell cracked. I guess I'm honored to be live when it
People
happened.
will say told you so, but yeah, I don't care. Well, not really.
Probably. She likes being gross.
I just don't know if I can picture like being without him for a while. Like I'll
I don't know if I could picture being without him for a while. I think
miss
you
him,
can.
obviously I love him, you know.
Because obviously, she sounds like she. Did you hear that? Did you hear the conviction in her voice when she said, because obviously I love him, you know? Now, did you hear the passion when she said that? Does anybody remember how she looked when she ate that creamy food earlier? Compare how she looked when she ate that creamy food and she almost passed out from joy to what she says she loves Salah right now. Look at all of the love in this video.
I just don't know if I can picture, like, being without him for a while. Like, I'll miss him. Obviously, I love him, you know?
Like, I'll miss him, obviously, shrugs, right? You know? Rubs her face.
Oh, I'm so messed up. Like, I just don't even know what I want. I'm too, like, I just can't be around people.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Trixie, that's the thing. Western women are used to a certain lifestyle, you know?
I don't know if I'm going to say that, Foodie. I'm going to say there's definitely a cultural differences, but Salah is not like a super strict guy, like as far as like being very strict and traditional. And Kuwait culture, from what we've seen, it seems pretty secular. Like it's not like Afghanistan where everybody's walking around with a niqab or a burqa or something. It seems to be very secular, very modern. Salah doesn't even pray. So I'm not really sure what Foodie's talking about when she says that the culture is so different. Maybe the culture is different for some people, but she's not living in that culture. She's basically living in her own little Canadian bubble in Kuwait. She's not living in Kuwait. She's living in her Canadian bubble with Salah as her kept man.
Yeah. Fly to Canada on a broom. I wish it would be free. Do you know how expensive an effing flight every time I go there is?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Teardrop.
Something is possibly.
Do you get along with Muslim women? I mean, whenever we go camping or like sometimes if Salah goes to
Let's hear this.
Diania, which is like a hangout for men, I go and like, I've gone a couple times to hang out with the wives. We communicate through Google Translate, and they're really lovely. They're so nice. But other than that, I haven't really talked to many people here.
That was a very non-committal answer. Yeah, I got Muslim women. Well, I mean, like 2 times I kind of did, and I used Google Translate, and they're really nice, but rolls eyes.
Thanks for this. Sometimes the grass isn't greener. Yeah.
Yep. Short of a year.
Thanks, Amara.
You think so, Teresa? I think that's
Homesick
very possible.
Homesick bees. Yeah, I do miss my family blacks. And what if like World War III breaks out and I never get to see them again or something?
Welcome in, Grace. Oh, she's going to use international situations as her excuse. Oh, you know, she wants to stay, but she's afraid something will happen. She'll never see her family again. Because you know, right now in Kuwait, there's a lot of serious situations, right? No, there aren't.
Move to a rural city in rural state, USA.
No, Chantal, do not come to the USA.
I'm just joking.
Please don't. I'll turn it down more, but it's just, she's so darn quiet. It's really hard. I will turn it down even more, though. I've already got myself really low. I am down to below half volume at this point, but hopefully that will work.
Yeah, his family too. I do get along with them very well. Yeah.
I agree, QZ.
Thanks, Lola.
It does seem pretty nice.
Wallah means like, I swear to God, Robin. I need a snack. You're ready for snow?
Nutty, I totally get you. Like running across the world unless it's for a really good reason, doesn't make sense. For somebody who you don't know, you don't have anything in common with, you don't even really like, and who doesn't even like you, it doesn't make any sense at all.
I'm too impulsive for my own
That's
good.
possible.
Yeah, I'm very close. Look up Kuwait and look up Palestine. It's like this much map space.
Welcome in, Grace. Press X to doubt. I'll press him.
But I couldn't leave. Like, I feel like I have a family here now. Like, I couldn't leave my pets in Salah here in a war. Oh my god.
All right. That is a weird thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I just don't know what happiness is, I guess, maybe. Like, I feel happy and peaceful, but
Yeah, I've got her turned up 100%.
like I said, I have those insecurities in a relationship, you know? I don't know. Canada Airbnbs.
Yes, Dorella.
You think so?
Because Chantal is really not looking, you know, like she knows that she's not looking good right now. She's not using her filters. I don't think she forgot how. There's only one reason why she would.
Rebecca.
Oh, no problem, Mothball. I try to.
I've talked to him about these things many times, yes.
New month, new pity party for money? Maybe.
But I like to talk about it on my channel. Like, I feel like I've been holding in a big crap and I just
Oh,
like
look at me, blue eyes.
letting it out.
Yeah, it is late. I'll probably stay on at least a little bit longer. I don't know how much longer, but I'm not going anywhere yet.
Sorry, I have a headache a bit.
This is such an interesting stream. I don't want to miss it. Let me check the poll.
Julia? True cheddar.
I agree, Nutty.
Thanks, Ghostface. And the cactus is like... What?
Do you think she has for real, or she's just saying that?
It's always good to talk. I can always go back to Kuwait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was depressed before I came here. Nothing just follows you. And I feel inadequate, like, as a Muslim woman.
Foodie. I mean, and this may be I know I like to be Mr. Nice Guy, but I'm going to be really harsh. Foodie, you're not just inadequate as a Muslim woman.
Don't know how to explain it. Yeah, Rebecca, I will. Hi, S. But sometimes I don't feel like a good Muslim Rebecca, you know, and for that reason, sometimes it makes me, I don't know. Like, if I go back to Canada, I feel like I would want to, like, medicate again. And how can I do that wearing a hijab? You know, I feel horrible.
But Foodie, that never stopped you before. Like when you were in Thailand, it didn't stop you. I love how she all of a sudden now, oh, I can't medicate while wearing a hijab. But, well, I mean, first of all, you don't have to wear the hijab. Salah's like doesn't even go to the mosque ever. He doesn't pray. He doesn't care if you wear a hijab. So I don't know why you even bother with your cosplay outfit. But even though you do insist on wearing it, it's never stopped you from getting high before. So I don't see why it's, I just, this is so fake at the same time. I think some of this is real, but I think it's also very fake. Agreed, Seafood Pie.
Yeah, Godiva, it's true.
Jeez. Got some viewers at least.
Thanks, Golden Girl.
Agreed.
Don't let Shaitan get into your head. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
The cactus.
Hi, everybody. I miss saying hi too. I'm not ignoring you.
Agreed, Wookiee
medicate.
lover. And a lot of people say Chantal needs therapy, and I think, and I don't know if therapy is always the answer, but I think for Chantal, she should at least give it a try. I don't think she's even given it a try. And I'm not saying it's just going to automatically solve stuff, but it would be a good place to start.
Healthy habits. That's boring. I'm kidding.
That's the problem, because you think healthy habits are boring, and you're wrong. There's nothing boring about being healthy and mobile and feeling good and being. How is that boring? I mean, I just can't understand that mindset. Look at it, takes the cake. Flip-flopping foodie, indeed. Great point, Nirvana. Foodie feels inadequate. She says she feels inadequate as a Muslim woman. I think she feels inadequate as a wife. Let's just say it like that. Because what does she define as being a wife? Cooking some meals to share with her husband? Doing like a couple chores around the house, maybe? Like that's about it. Like she doesn't raise the kids, doesn't have the kids. She doesn't like take care of the pets really. She doesn't really keep the house. Like other than she's not active in the bedroom, you know what I mean? Like what wifely duties does she perform? And the fact that she can't even do these limited duties, if that's too much for her, then just give up. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude.
Thanks, sis. I can mail you gummies.
Ooh.
Ghost face.
You're
I
right.
claim to be Christian, but I sin most days. Yeah.
Sucking a foil packet of juice drink.
I don't have any gym memberships anymore. Those expired. I got the money. Oh. I need a snack.
Agreed. Let's check the poll, by the way.
Anyway.
70% agree.
I feel like crap on a stick. Yeah, born villain. Sorry, I'm kind of like comatose.
To be fair, I don't know what she means by the stick part. Like I mean, the crap part I get, but she looks more like crap on the floor, to be honest. Like I don't see her standing up. But anyway, let's answer the poll here. Foodie's brain is broken from boycotting BK. 70% say affirmative. 29% say no. 29% think her brain is probably just broken already. Better than a lot of Netflix, I'll say. They have a couple good shows.
Thanks, teardrop. Oh, that face reminds me of Salah. Hi, Carmina. We're all sinners.
If she thought that her frontal lobe weighed like, if she thought she could lose a pound by getting a lobotomy, she totally would.
Like when I was in Canada and I was alone, I didn't like it. I felt sad and lonely. Like, I'm gonna die alone. Now I have a loving husband. And what the F is wrong with me, you know?
That's wild if it's true, but it could be. Yes, Sour Cat. People, there was a time, before I really watched Chantal much, but there was a time when she had some beezers who legitimately cared about her. Some of them are here right now, or at least I don't know how many of you used to be beezers, but I know that the people who genuinely cared about Chantal, they're all gone because Chantal doesn't care about her viewers. And back before she went to Kuwait, her visors who genuinely cared about her said, I don't think this is a good idea. This seems like a fake setup or something. This guy's just using you or whatever. You're not going to, this isn't for you. This isn't going to suit you. And sure enough, they were right.
No, Lexi, it's illegal.
Still no
here.
salad.
Are you still sick? No.
Don't forget the wheelchairs.
Pick? No, Amira. I need to go out more too.
I agree with that. 100%, Patty.
Honestly, I miss doing that.
Yep.
I miss just getting in the car and going anywhere I want.
It's not a lot. She misses getting in the car and going anywhere she wants. I love how she says that. Where does she want to go? Burger King and the outhouse. That's about it. Where did she ever go when she was in the car before? Burger King and the outhouse. Burger King and the outhouse. Oh, and Natters. Where else does she always, and the weed place, the place that sells the weed. That's about it. Her one true love.
Yeah, I do love him a lot, Emily.
I get you, JB, and it's normal. It's normal to
Maybe lemon.
if somebody doesn't know Chantal's history and they just put on this video and they just saw her for the very first time, they might feel bad for her. And I can understand. But when you get to know her background, you get to know what a hypocrite she is, it's hard. It's things change.
See.
Oh, welcome in, Detective Gochis. Thank you very much. Yes, please. We hope you had a good Halloween.
Look at flights. You can't, Iona.
Yep.
Even if I could, I wouldn't do it here legally. No way.
Did you see the conviction in that? Said even if she could smoke here weed legally in Kuwait, she wouldn't do it. I don't believe that.
Mother Teresa right now. No offense.
I'm with you, Nirvana. I've only been about a year or so.
I don't think I could get Sam back because I gave him away.
Those are 4 favorite locations.
And the girl likes him a lot.
Another SIG. That is true, Detective Cochise. Usually delivered. Where would you even start? Like, I don't know if I want to write a poll for that, but if you were Chantal, where would you even start? I mean, the obvious place is you got to start with the nutrition. Just cut out all that extra sugar and fat, get the weight down, get the health up, get the stamina up. And like Kidney J says, probably get some therapy too. But work on the nutrition as well. You can't just do one or the other.
Got you a ticket? Who got me a ticket? You could visit Sam.
With the tooth sticking out, the sparkle. Ah, I'm sorry, Summer Cats.
If he was sent to fight, I don't think he would be living here. If that happened, I would freak out. One of the women we went to camp with was showing me pictures of her deceased brother from the war in Syria. I was like, oh my God, so sad.
See, that's how come Chantal can't fit in there. Because she can't understand like that kind of serious loss. She's talking about how horrible her life is. Meanwhile, this other woman's brother died in Syria, presumably in a violent conflict. And, you know, for her, that's just part of life. That's, you know, just despite that, she's still living her life. Whereas Chantal, like, she's ready to break down because she can't go and drive to Burger King. You want to talk about, you know, really losing something? I don't want to get sidetracked, but you know what I mean.
He's sleeping.
Sam's her old pet cat.
Thank you guys. This is why I like talking to you guys, because you're always here when I have a dilemma in my life. And I should be talking to...
Not even an hour.
We should be talking to him. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, teardrop.
When Chantal was cooking, you could see that the back of her neck actually went up above her shoulders. Like she has a lump, a hunchback.
No, we didn't break up. We're not getting divorced or anything like this. I think I need to go back home for a while.
I think
kinda
that makes
wanna go,
sense.
Like next week, maybe, I don't know.
She said, okay, I got to do one last poll, folks. And this is going to be the last one tonight. One last poll. Is Chantal going back to CA within the month? All right, I'm making that the poll. 1 second. Yes, no, and the third option will be she's going to deny everything tomorrow. Okay, starting the poll. Agreed, Nirvana.
What clinic? Oh, the Thailand clinic. They didn't test my blood there.
Well said. The hamsters are small,
Not the
delicate
end.
creatures.
Kuwait is boring. It's not Kuwait that's boring. It's domestic life is a little bit, but everyone has domestic life, right?
Chantal, you don't live domestic life. You don't keep the house. You just sit around and eat all day. If you're bored, it's because your hobby is boring you. Your hobby is eating yourself into a diabetic coma. That is your hobby. And you're bored of your hobby because it's not much of a hobby. It's not domestic life that's boring. A lot of people are happy with domestic life. Maybe it's not for you, but you're not even living a domestic life. So don't complain that you're bored of it.
A big break. Yeah, I'll probably get fed up with Canada too in like 2 weeks.
She's right about that. She will be fed up with Canada if she went back. That is a good point, Mouse Toes.
Go home before you can't get out of here.
Welcome in,
That's
Meg.
a scary thought.
Next year, okay.
Ghost face. Bees break.
Next year's only a
Call
few
them
months.
Bees breaks. Stay-at-home wife duties make life harder and boring.
Stay-at-home wife duties make life hard and boring. But she's not doing stay-at-home wife duties. She's doing stay-at-home order-in food duties. Cooking a big meal. Okay, a stay-at-home wife cooks a meal for her family. A stay-at-home foodie cooks a meal for herself. It is not the same thing.
It's okay if that's what you want in your life, you know, but I don't mind it
Yes.
sometimes. It's just
Yes. Meg,
yeah,
she's
it's
not
kind of the same
Cara
thing
Julia.
every day. Wake up. What am I gonna cook? Take it out of the freezer.
Okay, Chantal claims she's bored. Well, what am I going to cook? Take it out of the freezer. That's because that's what you choose to do, Chantal. That's the life you want to have. What would be the alternative? Opening up your app on your phone and deciding what to order? It's not like you would be going out and having fun. The alternative to opening up your freezer and deciding what to cook is opening up your phone and deciding what to order. You can't act like one of those is drastically better. That's fair.
Carrie pie. I know a lot of people think that will happen. I'd rather die, just so you know. I'm serious about that.
It might have expired. I don't know for sure. She said she'd rather die than do something. Let me see if I can open up the chat so I can see what it was. Oh, it's too far back. I'm not going to be able to see.
The key is parked.
Sure, somebody will.
Yeah. Thank you.
Agreed. Oh, thank you, QZ.
I believe that we're all destined for something. And if it's not, you're not where you're meant to be, nothing will work out. What? Paris, New York. Thanks for the food chat. Long roads and pogos. And lemon tea.
Exactly, Sour Cat.
Yeah, well. What? No, I don't want to go back to being a messy, like, person who just neglects life, you know? That's not healthy either.
Hold on a second. But you haven't stopped doing that, Chantal. That's exactly what you're doing. She doesn't want to go back to being a messy person who neglects life. You have to stop doing that first to go back to it. Yeah, and the
For your
lawsuit,
mental
of
health
course.
either.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's the ding, ding, ding.
Weight loss clinic, weight loss arc.
In the winter.
Yeah, Rebecca, you're
That's
right
rough.
about that.
Agreed.
Yeah, Lexi, maybe we could. I don't know. It's more of a complicated process for him. Yeah. Sativa and coffee during the day. I was trying to explain that to Salah, like, here it's obviously taboo and against Islam, and I get the reasoning for that because, you know, it alters your mind and it just makes you, you know, but in Canada, it's like cannabis culture, it's like it
So she's really upset that she can't use weed. It's bothering her that much that that her marriage that fulfills her more than anything is not enough to make her forget the weed. I think going back to Thailand and smoking it again kind of triggered her and kind of woke that back up.
um what's this and this? It's like medicine there, you know? Chimkin nugget, what's this?
They do look swollen.
Let's get a lot of candidates.
I think so too, Nutty.
Oh, it'll make me happy to see my family. Maybe, it's like when I hear, after a while, I miss it, because this is the longest stint I haven't been in Canada. I usually would go every 3 months or something, right?
Starting to get a little sleepy, but I don't want to shut this off just yet.
But then when I go to Canada, I miss here, so it's weird.
Do you think so, for real?
Maybe both places?
Maybe? I think you're right about that, Gibbs.
Married a man you didn't know and did a complete lifestyle, 180 into a culture. I know.
I think he was.
No, he's an amazing person, and, you know, it's just, like I said, it's me. Like, anyway.
That was
I know
just
there's a lot
days
of
ago,
people who
too.
want to see me fail, born villain, but it's not like I don't want to fail. I think I just need to see my family or something. I don't know.
Why does
There's
she
no
need to,
war here.
she needs to see her family? What? Caps, yeah, totally. Why? She's never
No,
said
I'm
anything
not
about her
leaving
family.
Salah. Roll down hills, Starbies. Starbies, I can't.
All right, let's check
I
this
want
vote.
to, like, yeah, I know what you mean. You to the you.
All right, most people are in agreement with the people who believe that she's going to deny all of this tomorrow. But almost 30% of you think she really will go back to Canada within the month. 17% though say not happening.
What do you mean, me? Like, you guys have this perception of me. What is it to you?
Let me speed this up a little bit.
Yeah. Ugh, I hate cigarettes.
As she smokes 3 in less than an hour.
Too lazy to make shisha. Yeah.
I love how she's complaining about being a good Muslim wife as she sits there smoking cigarettes and drinking Capri Sun while her husband is somewhere else. But the stress of being a good Muslim wife, that's what's too much for her.
My problems don't disappear. 4 Reese's Ghosts. I love nerd clusters.
I agree.
Oops. Let's go to Pennington's. Have a pickle. I don't have any left. I have pickle juice. Thanks, Blacks.
I can see that.
What feels more like me? Well, the old me in Canada. Yeah, Tris and Maddie. I just have some reflection to do, I think. Sometimes pink season. Misinformation. Hi, Angelique.
diet of
just
delinquent
thinking
middle
about
schoolers.
Smoke too many cigarettes today. Not happy when I act this way. Lemon Z. I mean, it is absolutely not a failure to go home for a bit. Lots of couples do this, especially if their families live in separate countries. Yeah, true, Cunty Queen. Thank you for the super chat. I just feel like I'll be abandoning my entire family here. When you don't have kids, your pets feel like family, trust me.
Did Foodie just say her pets feel like family? Did she just say that? Because that might trigger some people in the chat. I think she did say that. And I'm not trying to trigger anybody. I'm just saying, like, I could understand if you're upset. Because after she's seriously going to talk about pets being like family after she tried to have her VVJ put down. She is so full of crap. Don't anybody accidentally feel bad for this lady.
Madonna, bad girl, yeah. Bad girl, drunk by 6. You can work on.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I might, yeah, sunflower just for a while.
Yep. It's not looking good. Pretty privileged, right, Wookiee lover?
Yeah.
We're just in that ugly 90%.
The kids will be okay. Missing home, yeah. You left everything in Canada to go there. I know. I still haven't fully come to terms with that, you know.
All right, folks, I'm getting a little bit sleepy. I think that this is about as much as we're going to hear tonight. I know that the live's not over yet. I encourage everybody to go check out the rest of this live if you want to see it, because it's probably going to be deleted. If you don't care to see it, I understand. But if you do want to see it, go get it now. Or maybe there's another channel showing it. Is there another channel on right now? There has to be. Anyway, you don't have to go to sleep, but you can't stay here because I'm ready to pack it in and get some sleep, everybody. I had a great time. Thank you, everyone. It's been a lot of fun. I think it was really interesting that we managed to get this live. It was a really kind of like a spontaneous treat. So, all right, everybody, go hang out. Go check out your favorite reactor if they're on. Have a great night, everybody. Hopefully y'all had a great Halloween. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Good night, everybody. Be well. And I'm glad you had fun. Oh, and be sure to check out Skinny Queen next time she comes on. Thank you. Thank you, everybody in the chat. You're all awesome. Thank you, everybody in the comments. If you're watching the show, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Hopefully, everybody, if you enjoyed it, please click on the subscribe button. And yeah, all right. Yeah, things are heating up. We're might be getting some more drama here soon. So yeah, I hope there is more drama. Not that I want anything bad to happen, but yeah. And I will take my ugly 90% too. All right, everybody. Good night. Good night.